Remember, Chukwokika Biama, what has happened to your children. What has happened to us from old and still happening to us. The anguish and the pain, the torture and the agony, the death, the cutting off of your children into slavery in the Caribbean and in the Americas. Remember the pillaging of our land. Remember the gnashing of our teeth. We come all over the world to present all this pain, all this petition before your throne of grace, because we have nobody else apart from thee. Chukwokika Biama Binigwe. We have been disgraced. What has happened to your children? We are asking. If you look at us today, we are scattered all over the world. We are an object of disgrace. Our properties, which we have fought so hard to acquire and to keep, are now in the hands of strangers in Ugwawosa and beyond. Foreigners have taken over everything that you gave to us. Our fathers have been killed by the enemy, and now our mothers are widows. We must pay for the water that we drink. We must buy the firewood we need for fuel. We are driven very hard like donkeys all over the world, where we are sojourning and working very hard. We are tired. We are not allowed to rest, to get food enough to stay alive. We went begging to the zoo called Nigeria and foreign countries. Our ancestors have sinned, no doubt, but now they are gone and we are suffering for their sins. We are ruled by those who are no better than slaves, and no one can save us from their dominance, their power, and also their murderous tendencies. Murderers are now roaming through the countryside of your blessed land of Biafra. We risk our lives when we look for food. Hunger has made us born with fever until our skin is as hot as an oven. Our wives have been raped on Zion itself. In every Biafran village, our daughters have been forced to submit. Our leaders have been taken and hanged. Our elders are shown no respect. Our young men are forced to grind corn like slaves. Boys go staggering under heavy loads of wood. The old people no longer sit at the city gate, and the young people no longer make music. Happiness has gone out of our lives. Grief has taken the place of our dances. Nothing is left of all we were proud of. We sinned, and now we are doomed. We are sick at our very hearts and can hardly see through our tears, because Mount Zion lies lonely and deserted, and the wild jackals prowl through its ruins. But you, only you, O Chukwokika Biama, you are king forever and will rule to the end of time. Why have you abandoned us? Why have you forsaken your children? Will you ever remember us again? These are the questions we are asking. These are the questions that we crave answers for. Or have you rejected your own inheritance? Is there no limit to your anger? Will you be angry with us forever? Will you allow our Fulani to prevail over your creation? Will you allow those who are uncircumcised, those who don't know your words, those who are not called by your name, to prevail over your creation? Because your words are yea and amen, and any time you speak, it must come to fulfillment and to fruition. Therefore we plead and we ask you to have mercy upon the lives of your children, because we have no other person apart from thee. Bring us back to you.
Go forth to the hearts and minds of men and women from around the world, that those who have not begun to attune themselves unadulteratedly and absolutely will begin to do so in no uncertain times. We ask the Most High God to go before the entire IPOB family members, wherever they are. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is in the leading position after the Most High God directing the affairs of this global family of Biafrans. Wherever he is, it shall be well with him, and we are asking the zoo government to indeed do the needful. They must do the needful, or they shall continue to be disgraced. We ask the Most High God to continue to envelop the entire IPOB members, both our living and fallen heroes. Their efforts shall never be in vain. We, on the other hand, ask him to continue to incapacitate our enemies wherever they are. Muhammad Buhari remains their leader. It shall never be well with him. May they continue to speak in hostile, antithetical languages among themselves, that they will never agree. And that in the end, not only that they fail, but that they are completely crushed, both spiritually and physically. In turn, you shall liberate the land of Biafra. You shall emancipate the people of Biafra because of your promise to us, to our progenitors and to our ancestors and this present generation of Biafrans. You shall restore the land of Biafra to us. You shall allow us to stand on it and raise our voices again to praise your name, that the rest of humanity will continue to see your glory upon our lives and continue to glorify your holy name. To this we say amen and amen and amen. He say. My name is Richard Mefo. I am the deputy leader of Indigenous people of Biafra. I am from Abatete, in Demi Biafra. I am here in a representative capacity, deputizing for our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The man who has seen it all, the man who has sacrificed everything to making sure that the interests of the Biafran people are protected at all times. We therefore will not fail to always stand in solidarity with him. It is either we are in or we are out, and it is either we remain resolute, or we are not resolute. Yapping outside the confines of this global family. The road might be long, it might be convoluted, but in the end, the spirit of Biafra will prevail. We are on different platforms. We are on FM stations. We are on cellular platforms. We are on our Facebook platform. We are on a technology called to listen. The numbers are yet to be distributed. There are new numbers, and we are anxiously awaiting it from the company that has been very, very frontal in and proactive in providing that technology for all of us. We are on our mobile app. Download Radio Biafra app together with Biafra television app on your mobile devices. Whenever that thing fails, these two apps will forever prove effective. Number to call remains +447405964146 +447405964146. That is when our lines are open. We are also on Skype. The Skype ID is Radio Biafra 6. Radio Biafra is one word, number 6 in front of it. Without wasting much time, I am joined at this particular point in time by one of the eminent legal minds, all the way from the United Kingdom here, precisely in London, Mazi Talasin. Can you hear me, Barrister? Welcome to the program. Just a minute. It appears. Right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Martin.
Yes, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening, Biafrans and friends of Biafra. Obviously, you are aware, as the day goes by, you could see that the contraption called Nigeria have failed woefully, all in the bid to target IPOB, a terrorist organization. Of course, I did say on this platform that the issue, terrorism is a global menace, and it's not something an individual country or somebody in pursuit of a selfish agenda or ethnic agenda could single-handedly execute and get the world to accept that. I must say to you, you must be proud of yourself wherever you are, notwithstanding the difficulties, notwithstanding the torture, and inhuman and degrading treatment against you, you must be proud to say, yes, I'm a proud IPOB member, and I'm pursuing a worthy cause. The reason is simple. Following the prescription, the EU, which is 28 member countries, rejected that particular idea. And secondly, America, which is police of the world, equally rejected that. And let me tell you why this is a very significant achievement. Between 1966 to 1970, Nigeria succeeded in tagging our fathers, our forefathers, our grandfathers, rebel. Britain accepted that, and the other part of the world accepted that tagging rebel. But in actual fact, these are young men and women fighting to survive, trying to defend themselves from the aggressors, from the Fulani jihadis, trying to crush everything that moves in Biafra land. But they succeeded, cleverly succeeded in tagging them rebels. And you know what that means, the word rebel. You know what it means? It means it must be crushed. The global institutions, the global establishment don't want to hear the word rebel. And that is what it is. And on this occasion, they are aware, Nigeria is well aware, they are very clever, they know that the world don't want to hear the word terrorist. And that's why they moved swiftly and tagged IPOB terrorists with a hope, strong hope that the world, global establishment will say, yes, they are terrorists, crush them at all costs. What do you need? Do you need arms? Do you need this? Do you need that? That's what they were expecting. That's the response they were expecting. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And that's why we are where we are today. So as far as I'm concerned, we've won the war, we've won the struggle, and it is only a matter of time we'll get to our right destination.
Right, Barry said there are a lot of things, of course, going on since I think it's been some time now that you spoke to us on this program. There are so many, just like you have said, there are a lot of what IPOB has stood for and what Ali Damas Nnamdi Kanu has been saying. They are now being confirmed. The successful deliverance of the gospel of restoration, which has shaken the foundation of the contraption called Nigeria, is reverberating. They can no longer hide. They are fighting themselves. And today, Northern Hausa Fulanis, who have been protecting Boko Haram terrorists, who have been protecting Fulani headsmen, and who have never raised any eyebrow against what they are doing, are now speaking up. They have been against IPOB. Boko Haram, which Muhammad Buhari said has been fighting soft targets. He described one of the soft targets as military barracks. In recent times, within the last 2 weeks, Boko Haram killed about 3 soldiers. Of course, that is the figure they gave us after invading a military barrack in Borno State. And Muhammad Buhari described that as a soft target. Now, Fulani headsmen were killed in reprisal attack in Adamawa. The Sultan of Sokoto raised eyebrow and was saying that it is no more acceptable that such group of terrorists will be killed. And still, our people who have been supporting these, the Northern Hausa Fulani political overlords, have not said anything. All of a sudden, with the connivance of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the so-called Southeast governors, to silence IPOB, No more talking of restructuring. Restructuring is dying down. And at the same time, these people who have been hoping to curry favor from the Northern Hausa Fulani masters are nowhere to be found. And it buttresses the fact that they are contractors. They have been paid, they have been settled. Some of them are running for 2019 presidential election in the zoo called Nigeria, but they have shifted grounds again to 2023. And the likes of Ojus or Kalu, who has been fighting tooth and nail to destroy IPOB by all means, is now being hounded by his masters. It is now very clear that why he was saying all that he was saying, why he was against IPOB, against Nnamdi Kanu, was for him to evade prosecution by EFCC. But it appears that after all those, after serving their masters are not recognizing them. Ojus Okalu now is being prosecuted once again by EFCC. I'm just trying to go down a timeline, important issues that we may be focusing on since you were not here.
Yeah.
There are so many others that you may have to talk about. So go ahead, please.
You see, again, I've always maintained that there is nothing like agitating for restructuring. That is illogical and repugnant to common sense. In the sense that, first, you see, you cannot get a system restructured or reformed without outright threat of imminent breakup. So, you don't go and say you are agitating for restructuring. It's not possible. There's nothing like that. It's only, for example, for example, we've already made up our mind we are going, and somebody then come down from their high horse to say, look, Biafrans, we love you. We want to be together. We have a lot. We have shared a lot in common. Okay, what are we going to do to make you happy, to feel part of us? So as you know, let us not go our separate ways. Let us, please, brothers, let us agree on certain terms so that we can remain one large entity. That is what they are calling for. So what we are doing is actually putting a cart before the horse. So the actual thing, what is supposed to happen, anybody talking about saying he's agitating for restructuring is fooling himself. He's putting it mildly stupid. Putting it mildly stupid because there is no way you get. I'm just looking at from common sense point of view. You cannot get anything restructuring or whatever you are calling or without outright position on the national question. So you don't just go around and say, oh man, okay, that's why. Okay, now look at it. After, let's put it this way. Now that Nnamdi Kanu is not there, is not talking. Have you had any of them talk? There's nothing to talk. They have nothing to talk. I expect if there is anything like competing for restructuring, what stop them from, after now that they are now free to do whatever, what stop them from giving the federal government ultimatum? Maybe 1 month ultimatum to commence restructuring of the contraction called Nigeria. They can't do that because they know there's something like that. You've already accepted the 1999 Constitution which was imposed on you. You've already accepted the 1979 Constitution which was imposed on you. And all these things. So I haven't accepted all of that. You still have the moral grounds to talk about restructuring. No, that is not possible. There's nothing like that. It's not possible. It's illogical. They are standing on a very, very wrong footing. So there's no way they're in a position to agitate for restructuring. My position is simple. All these rants of restructuring was clearly a reactionary position to the agitation for Biafra. And it is, I have every reason to suspect that they've been compromised, and then the only way they tried to sabotage IPOB was to try to shout a counter-narrative of restructuring. So restructuring was actually aimed at countering IPOB position. That is the only way. It's not, there's no agitation for restructuring. It was merely a counter narrative. And how stupid, I'm sorry to use this language, I'm not always using this, but you see how stupid our leaders are. They didn't see the sense that these people were out to cheat them. The Hausa Fulanis they are really out to cheat them, because why they are out to cheat them is this. They are not telling you, okay, make sure you stop IPOB first, and then you come back to share. It's not possible. You see, I'm from Umuchu. There's a story my father told me some time ago. Somebody who connived with an outsider to deprive his stepbrother, his land, inherited land. Then on agreement that after successful grabbing of that land, then the man would then sell the land back to him. So he did that. He executed his own part, but when the time now come for the man to sell the land back to him, the man said, "No, I'm not going to. This is a very nice land. I'm not going to give it to you." And then the man was so disappointed that the man went from empty-handed. So that's the whole thing. So the whole idea of restructuring the Modo is somebody that used to respect, but unfortunately his position in recent time is unfortunate. So at the end of the day, he put everything side by side. Now, okay, put it this way now. The Southeastern governors have the guts, the audacity to say, we are prescribing IPOB activities. Okay? Now, again, in a simple language, that means they are in a position to prescribe the activities of Fulani herdsmen that have been murdering and killing and raping our women on daily basis in Southeast and indeed South. So if the governors have the guts to come out and say we are prescribing activities of IPOB in Southeast, so why can't they on equal measure go out and prescribe activities of and prescribe open granting by the same affirmation? That is to say, we know who their master is. If they don't have a master, if they don't have master, I think the right course of action for Southeastern governors to do is to come out and prescribe the activities of Fulani and prescribe activities of Fulani herdsmen, or certainly prescribe open grazing in Biafra land and in the whole of South. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So you see, so what we are dealing with here, I think we are dealing with the internal enemy more. I think our focus should be more on internal enemy, and our people must understand that these governors, they are like the Warren chiefs in the days when Nigeria was fighting for independence. They are opposing our independence. We should know that, our people must know that these governors, these senators, etc., they are opposing our move for independence. And again, it's not strange. It happens.
Sorry, I just want to direct us to you made very important point here. You're talking about internal enemy. The truth about it is that the Northern Hausa Fulanis, Muhammad Buhari, did not just make inroads into the heart of the Biafra Restoration Project. He has not just woke up one morning and started doing what he's doing. Members of the DSS did not just wake up one morning and started gathering information regarding IPOB. The invasion of the residence of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not just come like that. All the plots, all the collaboration, all the information were all provided from within. Everything happening within IPOB family around the world, including from the time when our leader was still in Kuje prison, were all hatched by those who pretended to be IPOB family members, by those who pretended to be genuine disciples of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If anybody is in doubt as to what we are saying, there was a meeting that we had with our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, members of the DS, Directorate of State, in the weeks and days running up to the time our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail. Some unscrupulous individuals among the members of the DOS went and recorded that conversation we had with our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They created a YouTube channel. They even went ahead to designate it with a very poignant caption, how Nnamdi Kanu is running IPOB from Kuje prison. And today, all those information are in the hands of Nigerian government and the hands of members of the DSS. What is the intention of people who did this? They said that USMF4 is out there trying to take over the position of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What will propel somebody, a group of people, to publish that kind of audio to our enemies? What is their intention?
Let me comment briefly on that. I don't want to go into the internal operations of IPOB, but let me say
it's not about internal operation. This is a barefaced treachery. It's as simple as that.
Let me say on the point of law that it's not right. It is illegal to release a conversation in a meeting without federal authority. It is against data protection. There's no way. You are not even supposed to. You are not even authorized to record someone's conversation without his knowledge. Anybody doing that is not only sabotaging IPOB, it's also committing a serious offense in law, because you are not meant to record what somebody is saying without his or her permission. If I'm saying something, for instance, I'm talking on Radio Biafra now, I want to be on record. That's why I'm talking on Radio Biafra, because I'm speaking on a public platform. For instance, if I have a telephone conversation with you, or have a telephone conference with you, or with anybody, if I record it, again, I'm committing an offense. If there is a sufficient evidence of individual or a certain person who records such conversation, depending on the person's jurisdiction or wherever he is or where the individual is, there may be possible a question to answer, because if you record somebody without his permission, and not only that you record it, you went as far as publishing it. Again, this is a serious matter. It's extremely serious. This is the agitation for Biafra is not a joke. It's not something that it's not a rice and stew business or child's play. It is a serious business, because people's liberty is at stake, people's freedom is at stake, and in fact, individual life is at risk. So it's not something that you just go around and be doing that. And I will say no more to that. Maybe when I have chance, we'll talk more about it. And then of course,
I understand what you're saying, but I'm telling you that the root of treachery, the root of all the backbiting from our external enemies did not just come from our external enemies. It came from within. People who claim to be disciples of Nnamdi Kanu. Very important.
That's sad.
Very important.
That is sad.
Our enemies did not make inroad into what is happening to us today. They came from internal pretenders who are pretending to be part and parcel of the restoration efforts and under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is a pointer to everyone who is in this struggle. It is either that you are in or you are out. Very important. So when we are calling our external enemies, we may have to be doing it within context, because their race, the extent of information available to them for them to act the way they acted. Now, as if that is not enough, when our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's compound was invaded, and in the process leading to his disappearance, a number of our people were popping champagne and even criticizing our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and went as far as even calling me to come and take over. Where is Nnamdi Kanu? He has run away and all that. And these are individuals who are part and parcel of IPOB family. Albeit pretentious set of individuals. They go on Facebook, they use all manner of pseudonyms and all that. We need to talk about what is happening to us as a people. Because it started... No. I'm going to somewhere, Barrister. I know you are running away from this, but it's very important. Because we need to tell our people what the issues are. We need to tell, because it's no longer, as if that is not enough, that wider conspiracy has also led to the floating of a very fake radio station called Radio Biafra on shortwave, and they went as far as saying Nnamdi Kanu is sacked, Uche Mefo is sacked and all that, and then they named a very fake human being that is not existing, that he's now the leader of IPOB, and we're not challenging them. Let them come out. They are nowhere to be found. So what I'm trying to say in essence is this, that if we begin to look at what is happening to us, our enemies have limited resources in terms of making inroad into us. The people who are making things easy for our enemies to come into us and destroy whatever is there are those who pretend to be part and parcel of IPOB. And it is on this note that I'm saying any abomination, any treachery, any crime that anybody commits, let that follow that person. Not only following that person, let it live with that person. Because times are coming, or time is coming, when we must have to expose ourselves. Very important. Because a very weighty allegation has been made, or has been made in several quarters. And people are taking it lightly. I'm not taking it very lightly. Anybody who goes against Nnamdi Kanu, from Nyamodo, from to the so-called Southeast governors, to members of the clergy, to ordinary people on the streets, the man who brought out his time to even make it possible for all of them, for all of us, to even have the God to be talking about whom we are today. It shall not be well with that person. It shall not be well with that person. We're talking about the sabotage in the 1960s. That of this particular period is even more heinous. And it is very important that we situate whatever we are saying in context. And just like you said, we have internal enemies. And everyone must be very, very focused, very, very careful. A lot of money has been pumped into media, different media platforms by the Nigerian government through the channels created by some unscrupulous individuals among us. Let nobody look far, because what is happening to us is within us. They write all manner of nonsense. They write all manner of things, but thinking that they are going to destroy IPOB. But they have failed, because they're not going to stop IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu remains the supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra until he says otherwise. And wherever he is shall be well with him. It is very important that at this critical period that the faithful in different IPOB families around the world understand where we are and where we are going. People might be saying, why are we talking about all this? We are talking about this thing today because this has gone to the extent that some people on the international on the international stage are asking questions, what is Biafra restoration all about? And we stand to, to direct those who need to be directed accordingly. It is a responsibility on our shoulders to do the needful. But one thing is sure here, anybody who has constituted obstacle to this restoration effort will indeed collapse under the weight of their treacherous plot. So when we talk about our enemies, northerners, we also have to give it to our people. they have PhD in treachery. And more importantly, this present generation of Biafrans, we must advise ourselves accordingly. We have emerged victorious after their treacherous activities. All we need to do now is to remain focused, to remain more than ever before tenacious, and to continue to move forward. IPOB is going to open up a new IPOB worldwide headquarters in Germany. And so it is very important that our people understand where we are going. There is no IPOB headquarters in Spain. There is no IPOB headquarters in any other place other than in Germany. And we also have liaison offices in London, United Kingdom, in United States, in different parts of the world. Of course, we shall streamline and let our people know the specific addresses of all those. So, Barrister, I wanted to say this because it's very important that our people understand where we're going.
Yes, it's important. Yeah, certainly, yes. The issue here is we must realize that we've gone past the stage of one man or few individuals sabotaging the struggle. The one good news is this. You see, we must understand this. I think we are underestimating ourselves. We are actually underestimating our worth. The reason being that it's not easy. The feat we've achieved so far is something that Ojukwu could not achieve. Even with the Oxford and Eton background, he was not able to get around the rebel tag on him and the young Biafrans fighting to defend themselves. But we've been able to achieve that. We've been able to get rid of terrorist tag on us. So we need to understand. We need to appreciate who we are. We need to appreciate what we've achieved so far, and at times trying to certainly move on.
Of course, Barrister, without appraisal, we are not moving forward. It's very important that we appraise where we have come from and where we are in order to move forward. And very important, we are emerging even stronger, and there is no going back. Our focus now is referendum, and nothing can stop us.
There's no, as far as I'm concerned, absolutely no going back on this struggle, because at the end of the day, we've come to the point of no return. And that point of no return, what it requires is us to touching the right button, one or two right buttons, or third one, then Biafra is here. And people must remain resolute. At the end of the day, I'm not surprised of certain scenario you just painted. I'm not surprised about that, and believing God, we are prepared for that. We know that such things exist, and we know and that's why, notwithstanding whatever had happened in the past, we are still moving ahead. Like I said, IPOB at this stage is unstoppable. Nobody can stop it. Even with the best, even with the billions, even with the billions of dollars, it's not possible anymore. People need to understand that anybody now trying to say we're going to stop IPOB, that person is a joker. Again, whatever Nnamdi Kanu is, history will be kind to him. There's no doubt about it. Even those who have tried to fight him, shortly after the so-called disappearance they're talking about, all their ratings, their political ratings, their political worth diminished. Like a stock market after Brexit. All their political worth diminished almost to 0 point. Look at the world. Why is the world today? Why are all those bloggers, all these people talking, where are they? All their political worth have all diminished, because they were building on something, they were building on some money-induced position. That is not their true self. It is money-induced position. It's not their true self. Even if it is their true self, why is it that nobody is talking? Why is it that when the Southeastern government was made after after the proscription and all of that, or even recently, they've not issued a communique insisting on restructuring. How comes? Nobody has been, how comes? You know, there's a lot of questions. How come they've not someone visit Abuja, visit Afro and say, sir, we want restructuring? How come none of them in the Senate and House of Representatives from the South or even from the South, the so-called Southern Nigeria, have not been able to come together, have a meeting, and ask somebody to present a motion, to table a motion for restructuring? Nobody. So what are we talking about? So the Senate we are talking about was on paper, was on media. Even some of them who are senators, who are House of Rep members, have not been able to put their hands in order to go to the House of National Assembly to say, look, my people want restructuring. I mean, they have number, because if you look at the mantra that are using, we want restructuring, and then you see that this is what is workable. I mean, restructuring is what is sellable to universities, is what is sellable to the middle belt. Okay, fair enough. What's stopping you from selling that restructuring to them in the National Assembly? How much?
Barrister, that is simply not possible, because the structure and political equation in that contraption called Nigeria as it is cannot, allow any opinion that favor Biafra interests or interests of the people of the old assembly to pass through without going through the northerners. They have to decide. They have the largest number of representatives at the House of Representatives, Federal House of Representatives. They have the upper house, the Senate, and they have told these charlatans that they want to know what restructuring means. That restructuring does not mean anything that has to do with the interest of the North cannot be touched. If at all, it is what they are trying to say. Resource control, no. The revenue allocation is out of it. Creation of more states and local government, delineation of boundary is out of it. And therefore, if you remove these two things, the so-called federal character is out of it. If you remove these three things, then tell me what else you're talking about restructuring. So these people are in charge. They have told our people. Of course, they are telling our people, the people from the Odyssean region, from Biafra land, to go back. That IPOB has not been dealt with as much as possible. They have to go and do more work before they come back, and so they are running helter-skelter. The contract going on now in Abuja is the contract of those who can destroy IPOB. And you see our people killing themselves. Ojo Okalu is one of them at the forefront, but is now being dealt with by his masters. He is not going to exonerate himself. He's not going to avoid or evade prosecution of EFCC. That is why he is doing all that he's doing. The so-called Southeast governors are jubilating that Muhammad Buhari promised them that he's going to construct a number of federal roads, and then with capping it off with the second bridge across the Niger. For the past 2 decades, we have been hearing about contract about second bridge across the Niger, and nothing has come to pass in the recent of it. And the time they always talk about this is during electoral cycle. And Muhammad Buhari is at it again. Our people are tired. We have gone beyond all these things. We want our freedom. That is what these governors, those charlatans in different government positions, in different government offices in Biafra land, the most of governors, the senators, and House of Rep members. That's what they don't understand. And people are telling us to go into politics. Go into politics. If you go into politics at the federal level, you'll be able to make a change. But that is not possible. And that is why we have, from outset, decided that freedom is the best, and that until we get our freedom, until they give us a day for referendum to decide this all-important question, to deal with all these nagging questions, there shall be no further election in that contraption called Nigeria. More importantly, in Biafra land.
Yes, Mazimafo, I completely agree with you. There is this saying in Igbo language that says, Azota na Azorute. You must first and foremost secure a position before you start looking for mat. Now, if you start struggling for mat without getting a position, that is to say, if you get a mat, then why will you sleep? Why will you spray? And this is what people are saying. When you say to also go into politics, are you going into politics in a country where there is no oriented constitution? In a country where where you cannot boast of accurate census, near accurate census figure, there's no data. There's not even data for national planning. There's no proper data for maybe complete. Because, for instance, if we have to go into politics, first and foremost, if you want to develop your region, you need to know the population. You need to know. A lot of things you need a certain. There are a lot of indices. There are things you need. If you want to meet a foreign investor, you will say, look, I'm from Biafra, I'm from Eastern region. In Eastern region, we have a population of 10 million, and we hope to, and the youth there is about 6 million. And you should be able to say this is what you have. So an investor will look when you are putting a proposal for foreign investors. That's why if you look at Nigeria today, the foreign MDI, the foreign direct investment is very low. Because the foreign investors, the potential investors don't have accurate figure. And again, looking at the contraction called Nigeria, if you were to bring in an investor to Nigeria and the investor here that Boko Haram just bomb one Catholic church somewhere or one barrack somewhere, or one military or police barrack, the investor will run away. So Nigeria, as it is today, is bad market. There's no way. It's not marketable. If you go to finance, I've been to some finance houses. Once you mention projects in Nigeria, then you have no investor will indicate interest. So you see, so people need to understand that Nigeria is a bad brand to sell. Very difficult to sell. So, and that's the way you develop with that. So, everybody suggests I think we should go into politics. That person is mad because why is he mad? He's mad because you are asking somebody to go and accept the 1999 Constitution as it is, and then contest the election and hope to win, and then take an oath to defend it and to protect it. Then after taking such an oath, you expect the individual to actually. No, the one thing, what I realize is our supposed political elites are not educated enough, or even they are not clever enough to understand the IPOB position. There's no way you fight the system within the system as it is currently put together. There's no way you put yourself the subject of 1999 Constitution and hope to get Biafra, or even hope to get the least infrastructure for your own people. Because there's no way.
That is the reason.
You can't even borrow money overseas without approval from Abuja if you're a state governor.
That is the reason. Barrister, just tell me, sorry. That is the reason why we have decided that the best way to approach the Biafra Resistance Project is through civil disobedience from outside the system, because there is no way if you submit yourself.
Everything concerning the arrangement that has nothing to do with us.
Yes, if you submit yourself to democratic process, following the democratic process in that contraption called Nigeria, you are finished.
No, you are finished.
It's as simple as that.
I agree with you.
The system cannot be used
because you are looking at a constitution that was authored by one man, Abdullah al-Bakr. He has the power to put in a paragraph. He has power to remove any paragraph. So at the end of the day, he screwed that constitution in favor of his own people. Do I blame him? The answer is no. So you don't blame him. So the people I blame is those who foolishly, gradually accepting the content as a law. Like somebody said, no, there's no referendum in the Nigerian Constitution. I said, which Nigerian Constitution? Are you referring to American Constitution or Nigerian Constitution? If you are referring to Nigerian Constitution, if you're talking about Nigeria, if you are referring to Nigerian Constitution, there was a referendum that gave back to Midwest, that gave back to the Midwestern region, the fourth Midwestern region.
The truth about it, you don't need to have a referendum in a constitution in order to use referendum or plebiscite to settle contentious political questions. These people are hallucinating, I must say.
Yeah, I'm just referring to somebody talking about there's no referendum clause in the Nigerian Constitution. And I say, look, are you referring to another constitution or a different constitution? If we find a case of a referendum, there's a precedent to that, which is the president of English, where the people have to ask, do you want Midwestern region or not? And they said yes. So we are totally entitled to say, do you want Biafra or not? That is a precedent we are relying on. And there's anybody saying, oh, there's no referendum in Nigeria. No, that's not correct. So we are referring to the Constitution.
Of course, Barry said we have to move forward a bit. There is a lot of atrocities being committed in Libya against black race. There is, as we speak, before our eyes, the reintroduction of slave trade. And these criminals in Libya, I don't know whether they are the militias who are controlling different regions, have been subjecting migrants, especially migrants from West Africa, to all manner of torture, inhuman and degrading treatment. When we talk about torture, horrendous, I don't know what to say. Barbarism, cannibalism is going on in Libya. I have watched a lot of videos, and I'm telling you, I couldn't stand anything, because the torture was beyond, I don't know what to say, to be honest, beyond description. And then at the level of international, on the international scene, the members of the Committee of Nations, the United Nations, are very slow to react to that. They are only issuing side statements. The United Nations Security Council has been very unable to issue what is it called? What did they call this? The resolution to go after the criminals who are masquerading as Libyan government. Of course, they are divided among themselves. The territories are divided among the rebels. The International Criminal Court is slow to respond to this heinous crime. The Western world is looking the other way. African nations are hopelessly hopeless. And it is the responsibility of the ordinary people to do the needful. Now, even at that, there are people who are now raising their voices in the zoo called Nigeria. Some of them are crying. Some of them are broadcasting on Facebook. And there is a question that somebody asks, and I actually buy it. When IPOB family members were being killed, nobody was crying, nobody was saying anything. But now they are more interested in doing something in Libya. Of course, we condemn all criminal activities. Our people who are being maimed and killed in Libya are our own. But we are looking at the conscience of these people who are now clamoring for concerted action against this evil. If you are keeping a blind eye to what has happened to IPOB family members, where people are being slaughtered like animals, tortured, killed, and you pop champagne, what moral impetus do you have, especially those who call themselves opinion models, to be crying over what is happening in Libya? I have seen a number of people commenting on this, but it is high time that our people take on all these hypocrites Does it mean that the life of IPOB family members are different from the lives of our brothers who are also being killed in Libya? At the same time, nobody has done anything. And there is a concert, there is a protest going on over the weekend here in the United Kingdom. I don't know whether you know about it. We're asking our people to join it. We are asking our people to join in protesting against this heinous crime being propagated across the continent of Africa, and with special reference to Libya. People are pretending to be humanists, but when it comes to IPOB family members who are being massacred, killed like animals, none of them is saying anything.
Well, to start with, what is happening in Libya is condemnable. But again, we need to understand the root cause of the whole the root cause of the whole problem. It is Obama and the Obama government and indeed the Cameroon government that caused the situation in Libya. Muammar Gaddafi, yes, he was a dictator, but he was a benevolent dictator. He was a good dictator in the sense that he put together the country. He was building a country that was a part of Africa. But unfortunately, the little greed, again, notwithstanding the greed in Muammar Gaddafi, it was not enough for America and Britain to invade their country, and they destroyed that country completely, and they must be humble enough to take full responsibility for what is happening in Libya. Obama must be humble enough to take full responsibility, so also David Cameron must be humble enough to take full responsibility for what is happening in Libya. But again, in terms of the bunch of hypocrites who masquerade themselves as humanists, that hypocrisy is part and parcel of most Nigerians, and I'm not surprised that some people are quick to comment on the issue happening in Libya, but they were all silent. Even
Nigerian government is desperate to do something about it. But
even as we speak today, that is. But you see, I think hypocrisy is Nigerian culture. Remember, Buhari was calling for self-determination for the people of Western Sahara, but turning back in his backyard, he's saying Biafra, Nigeria is indivisible. So it's all part of them. So I'm not particularly worried about that. And what I was like rightly said, is for our members to show the human aspect of them, the human face, to turn up on that day to rally against injustice. Injury to one is injury to the other. Injustice somewhere is injustice. Is a threat to justice somewhere. So we need to be careful about that, and we must condemn what is condemnable, and
of course,
we must praise that.
What I'm saying here is that the people who are responding from the zoo called Nigeria do not have moral authority to speak on those issues.
They are morally bankrupt. They are morally bankrupt. They are a bunch of morally bankrupt individuals. But nevertheless, my opinion is we as a people we believe in justice.
We are the people that has the moral high ground to talk on these issues, not these criminals. That's what I'm talking about. So our people must step up and fill the gap. Now, between barrister, there is no justification for anybody to use what Obama has done to continue to commit all manner of heinous crime, to commit this barbarism. I mean, to embark on this barbarism and cannibalism. There is no justification for that. There are other ways of dealing with that particular issue. This criminality is criminality. Those people who are killing, maiming, torturing innocent people, selling them like animals, or rather treating them like animals, selling them as slaves, must be responsible for their individual criminal conduct. It is responsibility.
Simple.
Yeah.
They are both jointly and severally liable. Both Obama, the Cameron, and those currently perpetrating this a heinous crime against humanity.
Obama is a war criminal. Forget about Obama and Cameron. These people should be tried based on that particular conduct. That is a war. I mean, they use their office. They cajole. In fact, it's just like what Tony Blair did in Iraq. What Obama and David Cameron did in Libya is an international crime that should be visited. It's as simple as that.
Destroyed a beautiful country in the past, and what used to be a beautiful country, one of the best states, one of the best countries in Africa, owned by Africans, and they destroyed it completely.
Exactly. But those who are committing these crimes, individually and collectively, must be brought to book. And
oh yes, and of course, we must remind ourselves. One of the reasons I think we must go in solidarity for what is protest against what is happening. You must remember, Omar Gaddafi on his own sometime made it clear that Biafra must be free, that Nigeria is not supposed to be one country, that Biafra is supposed to be a country of their own. And he made it clear. And it's one of the reasons why the power that be, the global powers, is after him. You must also remember, this is the man that actually sponsored anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. He fought like a other person and made sure that South Africans are free today. He's the same man who also made sure that the Zimbabweans are also free. So Gaddafi contributed in no small measure to the freedom of many African countries as a Libyan leader. And now today, they actually punishing him for his role in freeing several African countries. And in the end, what we are seeing today, they ended up in destroying Libya completely.
The way Gaddafi was murdered, was killed like an animal, is not acceptable. It is a crime against. In fact, it's an atrocious crime that goes contrary to what the United Nations is even standing on. And it is very important that conscientious individuals and groups should stand up against this crime, should stand up against what is going on, and those actors whom I will call criminals, war criminals I must say, because there was nothing happening in Libya. Obama and Cameroon connived and drafted their allies to bomb Libya, to destabilize that region. Under Colonel Gaddafi, Libya was manageable. People were going about their normal businesses, although there will be those who are grumbling at the time. But he was able to manage that country. And what we are seeing today is an anomaly. And people who are responsible for it must be held accountable. And it is the responsibility of the international community to do the needful and prosecute those who have been found wanting and who have been responsible for this destabilization that has been causing untold hardship to human lives. Then individuals and groups, these people who are committing these things are criminals and should be seen as such. And this is an issue that concerns international criminal justice. The International Criminal Court must do the needful. And within the context of that international criminal jurisdiction, it is the responsibility of international criminal lawyers to do the needful. Because several years, hundreds of years ago, slavery was abolished. But under our watch, we are seeing this being reintroduced with impunity. And not only that it is reintroduced, they are videoing all these things, they are shooting the video and circulating it everywhere. Violation of women, raping and all that, these are atrocious crimes prohibited in international law. And people are even not talking about it. No government of the world is seriously looking at all these crimes. Is it because the people are involved are black race, are people from, are black people? Because if this kind of thing has happened to one or two people in any of the Western countries, they will raise alarm. They would have deployed all manner of their military arsenal against these criminals. But on this particular occasion, you see hundreds of people being dehumanized, and the criminals are doing it with every amount of bravado. They are doing it with every amount of impunity, videoing themselves, not even hiding themselves. And people are crying, and nothing, no help is coming, I tell you. And we want to use this opportunity to thank I think his name is Chris Table, the journalist that actually did, that investigative journalist that actually did the filming and alerting the world as to the heinous crime that is going on in Libya. So far, no responsible government around the world has responded appropriately. And like we are saying, it is the responsibility of ordinary people. It doesn't matter whom you are, across different communities around the world, to rise up against this barbarism, against this cannibalism. The zoo called Nigeria and her officials have no moral standing to talk about this issue because they are all morally bankrupt, just like you said, Barrister. Barrister, I will want to go further because there are so many things happening here. The Christian Association of Nigeria filmed against the Sultan of Sokoto and has accused him of increasing tension in Adamawa. Just like we said before, Barrister, all the while Fulani herdsmen has been invading communities. They are being armed. They are even being protected by the government to invade different communities in different parts of that zoo called Nigeria, killing, maiming, destroying innocent lives. But we heard that last week or so, these Fulani men were confronted. There was a reprisal attack against them. And then Sultan of Sokoto now found his voice and started speaking against the killing of these Fulani herdsmen. Apparently people were defending themselves. And now the Catholic Bishop of Yola Diocese has accused the Sultan of Sokoto of making inciting comments. If it were Nnamdi Kanu, if it were anybody from our place who are obviously crying against this injustice being directed against our people, they would say that it's hate speech. Sultan of Sokoto had had the temerity to be protecting terrorists who are rated as the fourth most dangerous terrorist organization in the world, the Fulani herdsmen. He has the impunity to be defending them. And it is also in a very direct contrast to what our people stand for. The Northerners, when they want to defend their own, it doesn't matter whether they are wrong or not, they will come out and defend them ferociously, and nobody is going to do anything. And based on what Sultan of Sokoto has said, nobody from our place has also reacted. The only person that has spoken against all this has been Femi Fani-Kayode. And till tomorrow, I respect his stance on issues. The Catholic Bishop of Yola Diocese are now accusing Sultan of Sokoto of inciting violence and deepening the crisis in Adamawa, but they have stopped short of taking very proactive action. As always, they will call for commission of inquiry, but after everything, nothing will happen. Muhammad Buhari has not said anything. The presidency of the zoo has not said anything. The Senate has not taken any principal action in terms of bringing these perpetrators to book, including these Fulani herdsmen who have been killing and maiming and destroying communities. And so, people are saying that we are one in the zoo called Nigeria. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, the point, the issue here is this. You see, this is one of the problems. You see, our people don't understand the true situation in Nigeria. Any crime by Fulani or Hausa is not a crime. The reason that is crime is it's committed by somebody else. You see, they've been maiming and killing people, raping women and children for the past since this government, since the Muhammadu Buhari assumed the office. You never, for one day, I've never come across Sultan of Sokoto condemning the activities of Fulani herdsmen. When they keep on telling us, oh, they are foreigners, they are not Nigerians. How? And so what? If the Fulani in the one in Nigeria hire foreigners to come and to kill and maim people, and then what is our business there? The question is, they've committed crime and they must face justice. And you see, I see what is happening here. The situation here is simple. That the Numan, the people of Numan, the indigenous population in Numan, revolted against this Moradin Fulani herdsmen, terrorists, and they wanted to repel them. And now what has happened is that the power that be, the Muhammadu Buhari and the Sultan of Sokoto, were certainly injured by the audacity to stand to mount a successful defense. And that's why they deploy soldiers and they usually deploy their militia to go and massacre the indigenous population in Adamawa and all of that. So that is the situation. So I'm not surprised. Really, the moment he reacted the way he reacted, I know for sure that him being one of the patrons, because Sultan of Sokoto and of course Muhammadu Buhari, they're all patrons of Mayati Allah. Mayati Allah, they call them Mayati Allah, which is the association of Fulani herdsmen. And this is a group that is rated as a fourth most dangerous group in the world. So in my indication, Buhari is a terrorist because he is a patron of a terrorist organization. And he is a patron of an organization with concern, or even if, at least put it, he's a patron of an organization with concern for terrorism, at very least. And so I'm not surprised. They can get away with anything, even with the worst crime on earth. Murder is the highest crime on earth. As far as this world is concerned, terrorism, murder is the highest crime. And you see them getting away with it. You see what happened at Nindo. You see what happened in other places, in other towns and communities, even in Biafra land. And even down most about this, even Olufalaye, former secretary of the Federation, if Olufalaye, his son was kidnapped by Fulani herdsmen. And nobody seems to be saying anything. Nobody is actually concerned about the situation. Even a king was murdered. In King of Ubuluku was murdered by the same people, and nobody is talking about it.
And the presidency of this.
And let me say this. Let me add. You see, look at this way. The other day, on the 14th of September, the palace of I.O. Kano was invaded. For how many months now? Not a word from the Eastern traditional rulers. So you see, this is the problem. So we have Association of Indians of Abia. Association of Indians of South.
What do you expect them? What do you expect them to do?
So you see, we keep on selling ourselves. They have sold their souls. Our people keep on selling themselves too cheap. You call yourself a traditional and you watch a palace of a traditional and discredited by soldiers, and you maintain with silence. So who will say what? Tomorrow, if anything happens if any of those days, if anything happens again, the soldiers decide they tested their might and nothing happens. If tomorrow, if tomorrow these soldiers invade the palace of Obiya Furniture, do you expect me to condemn it? Or do you expect me to rally around to say, oh, this is to condemn what happened or to protest against what happened?
How would they condemn it? Where after a few weeks that abomination was committed, Muhammad Buhari came to Biafra land and he was honored with our chieftaincy or rather traditional, the red cap, the bastardization is
So
complete.
I don't really know. I don't
nobody's
really know.
talking about
I'm lost. The problem is, if something happens, it is important that you checkmate it from the beginning. So you see, the whole thing, the way the whole thing is playing out shows people who have already given up. It shows that our people, our supposedly elite, they've all given up. They are no longer even interested even to protect themselves. Let alone we supposedly their subjects, and not even in a position to protect their own palaces. Because of course, you see, you don't give Fulani men 1 inch because they're going to look for a plot. The moment you allow them to attack the palace of Zekalo, and then maybe you go back tomorrow and think your own palace is safe. No, it's not. Tomorrow, if anything happens, if they can say, oh, we have evidence that some criminals are hiding in a palace of Obionish, then they will deploy them and go there and kill as many people as possible.
Of course, we are completely finished, just like our leader Mazinan Kanu will say. But what's your take, Barrister, on the statement from the presidency of the zoo called Nigeria that the Nigerian government will not take military action against Fulani herdsmen and all those terrorists from northern part of the zoo called Nigeria, but they will take military action against IPOB, unarmed civilian indigenous Biafran population?
First and foremost, the point is Muhammadu Buhari is the sponsor of some of those facilities. One of his what he's using to blackmail, what he's continuing to use to sustain himself in power. So there is no, I'm on record for saying that Muhammadu Buhari is taking the approach of Umar Basha of Sudan, whereby he's going to be pretending to be fighting Boko Haram, while in actual fact he is the one sponsoring Boko Haram. The same thing Umar Basha did it in Sudan. He was pretending to be fighting Janjaweed, while in actual fact he was the sponsor of Janjaweed. By the time the Western world realized that Umar Basha is the sponsor of Janjaweed, he has considered the ethnic cleansing of the northern Sudan. So he has wiped out the indigenous population there, and then that is by the time then before they issue warrant on him, before they started pursuing him for a war crime against humanity, it's already late. And this is what is about to happen in Nigeria. By the time the world will realize that Muhammadu Buhari is the one sponsoring Fulani herdsmen and all of that, and the Boko Haram, he must have succeeded in wiping out the indigenous people in the northern Nigeria. But
enough evidence has been supplied to them. It's not even indigenous communities in northern Nigeria. He's committing this heinous crime everywhere against Biafrans, against anybody that he perceives as his enemy.
Even what they fail to understand is that even the money he's asking for, that money he's using it to fight peaceful Biafrans. He's using it to fight the armed civilians in the south. Much of the arms he's procuring, people think that he's going to be using it to fight Boko Haram. For where he's not using
he's being diverted to fight his enemies.
He's diverting it to the Biafran land with a view to quell agitation for independence. But obviously, of course, he knows that he cannot. This is Biafra is an ideology that cannot be defeated with guns and bullets and tanks and all of that. So even if you deploy more than 1 trillion tanks and bullets, it's not enough. That is not enough to defeat this problem.
And to show you that these people are prepared, just a few days ago, Buratai announced that the military has done their bit, that the only people that will stop Boko Haram are politicians. And it buttresses what we've been saying, that Boko Haram is a franchise. Muhammad Buhari has a group of Boko Haram terrorists under his control. Then other rival politicians in northern part of the zoo called Nigeria have their own Boko Haram terrorists under their control. That is why it has been very difficult for Muhammad Buhari to stop Boko Haram, because he will talk to those under his control and they will listen to him, but he cannot control others who are under other prominent politicians, northern part of the zoo called Nigeria. And Buratai now said that the military has done their bit, that it is now the politicians in northern part of that contraption called Nigeria that will stop Boko Haram. What's your take on that?
Well, it's as good as he simply hit the nail on the head, because he made it clear, really, that the Boko Haram is nothing less than political force. It's nothing less than something, their franchise, like I said. You see, they are the name chiefs, and beside that, we need to understand what Boko Haram wants. They want the Islamic Republic of North. They want the Islamic Republic. Now, out of selfish reasons, the so-called elites don't want to give up. You see, Nigeria is not one. Let me say this: Nigeria is not one. And I already know that I want to be ruled and governed by Islamic law. And the only way to it is for the people to give up. You see, the situation we find ourselves, even during the independence, Sultan of Sokoto didn't want Nigeria. He said he was even the person that gave a condition that it must be, the North must be on their own. And the reason why he said that was he knows that the North and the South and then the Biafrans themselves, they do not share the same idea, but they do not share the same background, they do not share the same view of certain things, including religion, etc., etc. So the North need Sharia, the Islamic Republic, just like we need Biafra. So when Buhari said what he said, what is left for Buhari is to give us know that Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is not working. Buhari should give the Boko Haram Islamic Republic of the North, and then allow Biafrans to go. As simple as that. That is the politics. That is what politician can do. It takes a politician with strong political will to do that. It may appear difficult, but that's what they have to do. Let them not have the Islamic Republic, and let we Biafrans have our own country. As simple as that. That is a political decision. It's a political choice to make. But if you try to keep on working union, you try to invest more and more to keep on working union for selfish reasons, then you're not making any headway.
Barrister, we have to move a little further. Of course, we have a lot of things to talk about this evening, but of course we will have to shorten it. A group of people are now calling for the abolition of SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, because based on what we have been saying before, they are now confirming.
Calling for sorry, I didn't get that.
For abolition of SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad of Nigerian police. These are criminals who have been killing and destroying and spilling the blood of innocent. And more especially in Biafra land, they are robbing people, they are extorting money from our people, they are making the lives of our people, they are putting our people in a miserable position. And all over the zoo called Nigeria is the same thing. They have been responsible for killing, for destroying, for spilling the blood of innocent Biafrans in collaboration with the criminal governors in Biafra land. And just yesterday there is a report that a group of people, a group of so-called Nigerians are calling for the abolition of SARS. And earlier in 2016, the Amnesty International report has it that the Nigerian anti-robbery squad, otherwise known as SARS, are torturing innocent victims in exchange for money. When they torture you, you will promise them money and they will leave you. And this is what they are, the tactics that they are using against Biafran youths. This time around, they go to prison, they bring condemned criminals, and they tell them to claim that they are IPOB family members. That when they claim it, they will set them free. And this is what they have been doing for quite some time now, to try to dent the image of IPOB, to try to destroy the hardened reputation of IPOB. But of course, each and every step of the way they are failing. What is your assessment of Special Anti-Robbery Squad? Of course, I know that there are no good comments coming from any genuine individual about this criminal organization attached to Nigerian police?
Well, let me start by saying that SARS is reputable for torture and certainly very, very, very inhuman ways of investigation. There's no dispute as to the fact that SARS operation have been responsible for many untimely deaths of our innocent young men and women over the years. Particularly, like you rightly pointed out, in Biafra land. So, starting from Kuzu SARS to Enugu SARS to all of them. They all, I mean, I don't know, because, look, you see, this SARS is supposed to be special anti-robbery squad. But along the line, this is being used that even as a debt collection agents officers. If somebody is paying you in Biafra land, if you don't know what to do, you go and call SARS. So SARS will torture that individual to pay you your money. And it goes on and on. If you have a land dispute with somebody, and then the individual goes and arranges with SARS, if he knows one or two SARS officers, then that is the situation. But of course, when you talk about Nigeria and the so-called Nigerians, talking about protection and all of that, like I said, you see, there are a bunch of hypocrites, and many times, but again, the point is whether SARS is guilty as charged. In fact, when it comes to human rights violation and when it comes to the inhuman treatment against the term persons, and even myself was even a victim. I remember being picked up by SARS in Enugu about 9 o'clock or thereabout. We were hanging out in a shop with a friend, right now. We were having a bottle of beer, and they just pass us, they move past us, and then come back again, stop all of you. And that's how we ended up in police station, in a SARS police station. And just stuff like that. We have to pay, we have to be bailed out. Like somebody who has to come and pay and give them 3,000 naira and all of that for us to come out. Because for me even to make phone, there's no phone call was even a law, telephone was a luxury at the time. So you are going to be locked up there until somebody wants to trace you there to get to that place before you can talk about your right or if you're anything. So it's unfortunate. It's a nightmare.
Right. Finally, Barrister, of course, we have to let go so that other of our listeners will call in. Tomorrow, 5th of December 2017 is another court date for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our brothers Benjamin Madubu, Chidebere Onwudiwe, David Mawisi, and hopefully that of our brother Bright Chimezie. The trial judge Bintanyako last time on 21st of November last month adjourned. In fact, she didn't appear in court. It was the court clerk that announced to both the Nigerian legal team, the prosecution, that the judge was on a, will they say, retreat. They were on retreat, and therefore the case was adjourned till tomorrow. But there are other contentious issues arising out of this whole thing. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ever before he was he's no longer seen in public, was going to functions, attending functions, until that fateful day when through the connivance of the so-called Southeast governors, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Orji Uzor Kalu, the Nigerian military launched, well, I say Nigerian military, Boko Haram terrorists who are on Nigerian military uniform, launched a very devastating terrorism attack on the compound of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, killing sizable number of Biafran youths, IPOB family members, and taking away a lot of them as well. In the process, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not seen. Now, there are issues that arise. The sureties, one of them, Senator Abaribe, is now being asked to produce our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, rather than the military producing our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And if you look at the complexes, I mean the contours of this case now, what is your take from a legal perspective? And what do you think is in the mind of the international community, especially those with legal expertise in this kind of thing?
Let me start by saying that there is what we call the doctrine of last seen. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was last seen on the 14th of September, on the 13th and 14th of September. Even where he was, after he even conducted press around his compound. And the last Nigerians or any other person that has been monitoring the events in Nigeria was on the 14th. Now, and that is exactly the date the military invaded his house. Again, everybody is aware that prior to this date, he had a meeting with Senator Abaribe, who is his surety. I suspect on that meeting, he assured Abaribe that he's going to appear in court and he's going to continue to abide by the conditions.
And never before that, Barrister, I remember he made a public pronouncement.
I'm coming, Mazi Mefo. He had a meeting with Abaribe, and there's every clear indication that that meeting went well. We saw them have a good photograph. There's no any sign of this man is not going to come. Again, going further, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on record and he's going to be attending the hearing on the 17th of October. He's on record for saying that. And every Nigerian with good sense of justice will know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the type of person that will say, I will come, and then he won't come, he won't turn up. When he was returning to Nigeria, he announced it on Radio Biafra that he was returning to Nigeria, and he did return on the day he said he was returning. And so many other things, I can go on and on, several instances where he said something and he did mean every bit of it. Now, on that 14th, the military so-called Operation Python dance. They dance and get this, and then went to palace of the Iro Kano and destroyed everything that moves, killing many and left hundreds or even thousands injured at the end of the operation. And now somebody is coming back to tell us, to ask Senator Abaribe to, first and foremost, Abaribe is not obliged to produce him because there have been an intervening event. There have been an action that actually made it impossible for him to produce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is the invasion of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house on the 14th.
But
now,
Barrister, there was something I wanted to remember for you as well. But our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in one of the last rallies he conducted, he made it abundantly clear that in September that he was going to Abuja to the court with 2 million Biafrans. He made it clear that he was going to court.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He made it clear. I think I was mistaken the month, but he said he was going to Abuja, yes, with 2 million Biafrans. He made it clear. So again, like I said, I've already established that look, he is a man of his words. He keeps his words and his bond. So there's no two ways about it. Buhari was aware that he was coming to Abuja on that day. And then what happened also, if anybody is telling you that it's asking Senator Abaribe to produce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that person is a joker. He's a joker in the sense that there's no way. Abaribe stand as a surety on the basis that the federal government is prepared, or that the federal government accepted the bail granted him, and the federal government has also indicated interest to follow due process of law to achieve justice in this case. Because what I mean justice doesn't mean conviction, doesn't mean acquittal. Justice means getting the fairest outcome in a case. So now, if they abide by the rule of the court, by the ruling of the court to grant Martin and the Khan bail, and they've even equally applied to the court to revoke the bail, there's nothing compelling to apply to the so-called Python dance. Except otherwise, we are aware that the ROI youth actually threatened and in fact ordered the military to declare IPOB terrorists and as a condition for them to, as a condition for peace. That is the only thing I can always say.
The truth about this whole thing is that the zoo, the Nigerian government has lost the argument. They knew that they are going to fail. They knew that they are going to lose the case. And what they decided to do is to eliminate our leader, Mazen Khan, with our finality, to destroy everything and damn the consequences. That is just the thing here.
There's no dispute that the Nigerian government is not interested in litigation. I can tell you that because they know they are bound to lose that case, because for so many reasons, the only option they have is obviously to eliminate Mazen Khan with a hope that once they eliminate him, there may be a leadership vacuum, and once there's a leadership vacuum, then they will use the capacity from those vacuum and then to support the struggle. And that is what they hope. That's what they hope. But as far as a matter of law, they know it's very difficult, because the reason being that Nigeria is signatory to United Nations on right to self-determination, including the African Charter on the same matter. And of course, there's a ratification act of 2009, which made it possible that all of those treaties they signed, they willfully signed, are now part of our local laws. So it's only a matter of time. So what they are fighting, they are fighting a long battle, and that's why when you see them, when they are going about, they are just going about, they are trying to see a way to frustrate the whole process. The reason why I pity is I pity our so-called elders, the so-called Ohaneze Ndi or Ohaneze Nda or whatever they call themselves, that are afraid to look beyond their immediate stomach infrastructure, what they are able to get now. They are not thinking about the future of their children. They are not thinking about the generation yet unborn. They are just looking at their immediate gain. Oh yes, yes, they can give me minister, or they can give me board member, and all those peanut positions. And that is the problem, because if they are allowed to say, if they look at the bigger picture, they will know for sure that what is sacrosanct is not Nigeria. What is sacrosanct is our right, our inalienable right to self-determination. And it's not negotiable. Nigeria is completely negotiable. Nigeria is even, in fact, anybody that genuinely believes in Nigeria must be ready to face that obvious difficult question. And that is the only way to build a country. If you are not in a position to answer difficult questions, that means you are not yet prepared. If we have Biafra tomorrow, we must be ready to answer difficult questions. We must be ready to answer the question of Igbo man. We must be ready to answer the question of a German. We must be ready to answer the question of a Efik man. We must be ready to answer the question of every other nationality in Biafra land. We must be ready to answer every question of every sections of Biafra. If you are not ready for that, then that means you are not ready to call yourself a country.
Of course, Varys, thank you very much for having dealt.
So as far as in summary, there is nothing to be worried about. As far as I'm concerned, Senator Baribe, there's no case against Senator Baribe. It's going to end in. I suspect they are going to be like, for instance, this is one problem with Nigerian jurisdiction. If looking at Vinta and Yeku going for judges conference, does it mean that this conference was not booked in advance? Does it mean that she don't have the diary that she's managing and all of that? So all the things
ahead of time.
They continue to ridicule themselves in the public. They continue to ridicule themselves before the international community. And in the end, like I said, I remember, I'm aware for saying to you that, look, this case has been won and lost. The government cannot achieve anything here. And even if they decide on their own in a kind of judgment to convict Mazen and the Kano, the world will not accept it. We are not going to accept it. So it's already finished. Because we defeated, Mazen and Kano defeated them severally in court. So, and then you cannot convict him in his absence. So whatever the case is, and of course we know they are keeping him somewhere. We know that they are keeping him somewhere. Because the only way they have is to frustrate the whole proceedings, and of course trying to see why that is going on, to see whether they will use that opportunity to penetrate our brothers who are currently detained in one of the worst inhuman conditions, and that's one of the reasons. So we have to be careful again, because I suspect why they are keeping Nankano away or trying to keep him away from the whole destiny is to make sure to try to see how they are going to penetrate our brothers that are in there. And of course, we need to understand that's my worry.
Thank you very much, Barrister. As we look forward to tomorrow, we are of course confident that any day, anytime, Biafrans are not already in their way, and the zoo called Nigeria will continue to lose. We hope that the judge will appear tomorrow and that the Nigerian side will actually come up with their concocted lies once again that will be punctured, as always. Barrister, on this note, I must say very thank you for your contributions, for your enlightenment to Biafrans. Thank you very much, Barrister, and God bless.
Thank you.
The voice of one of our eminent barristers, one of the eminent legal minds, Mazi Chalasen, all the way from London here, and we are moving forward. Most High God remains in charge. There is, of course, very reliable information coming. Until that is authenticated, we will not fail to let our people know. There are a number of principal officers of state of IPOB under the command leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, whose family members have been singled out for assassination by the Nigerian government agents. Of course, they are using those they think that they can use to get to them. We are asking our people, especially principal officers under the command leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, of course, and under IPOB, to indeed advise their family members to be very careful, especially those in Biafra land. We are not retreating, we are not surrendering until total freedom, total liberation is achieved. We are moving forward, and the Most High God remains in charge. We'll be back in a minute.
In hunger and in thirst, in nakedness and in need of everything, and I will put a yoke of iron upon your neck. I will destroy you completely. A nation will come against you from afar and from the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, and they will devour you. A nation whose language, English, you will not understand. They will destroy you completely. Is your language originally English? But I am the Lord your God. I will destroy you, that even your language will no longer know. So says the Lord of hosts. A nation of fair countenance, which does not respect the elderly, nor show favor to the young, like the British, they will come up. You, they will decimate you and they will destroy you. They will not give a damn about your old. They will eat your livestock and produce and leave you alone. Everything you have, they are bound to take, and you will have nothing. You will be plucked off from your land which you go to possess. Even your own land, they will take away from it, and they will take it from you. We are banned from even our own land, isn't it? Why is it that they will tell you we are the only people on this earth that suffered a pogrom, annihilation, a Holocaust? There is not one single foundation stone laid anywhere to remember those people. Not one. Not one. Before Frederick Lugard came and created the monstrosity called Nigeria, I didn't know who this man was. My ancestors never knew him. He came from somewhere. Overnight I said, from now onwards, your name is Nigeria. And we're looking at him. But of course he came with whiskey, sugar, and chocolate. And what does he come with? He came with bicycle and mirror to confuse us. We said, oh my goodness, this Betura, the way they are, maybe, who knows, with their bicycle, who knows, what they're saying is correct. When the missionaries came, they told us that God sent them. And being very godly people, we believe them. That God may have sent them, indeed. Same thing they said we should do, we did. Believing that God sent them. We didn't know it's just the palm oil, the palm kernel, the cocoa, and the oil they're taking. They said that God sent us from, there is a Monsignor of Catholic Church, that God sent them. So that type of nonsense would not wash with us anymore. I am not going to Britain to take over Kent. Or sorry, no, stay in your land. If you want oil, we'll dash you oil for free. We're not doing anything with it. But I was born a free person, and I intend to die a Biafran, a free person. It is either we get Biafra or I die fighting for Biafra. It is better for me that way. But a life of slavery in Ireland, a life of slavery in Britain, a life of slavery in Germany, a life of abundance, stupidity and hopelessness in America is not for me.
Mr. Director, sir, I have another question. My question is this. The organization, is this all about leading people to death or actualizing the state of Biafra?
Without death, you cannot have life.
And seeing the political equation emerging in Nigeria at the moment, does your supposed coming Republic of Biafra include the Southern people?
There is nobody called South. You've read geography. Where in geography, in the cardinal points, you have South before?
I mean, with the state of Nigeria, there's a 6 geopolitical zone, and we have to face the fact that there's 6 geopolitical zones, and the minorities in the former eastern region have been pushed under the south.
Who is a minority?
The George, the Effiks.
A minority against who?
I'm saying, do they include?
No, I'm asking you, you're a journalist. Minority against who? I cannot be in my father's compound. You come and say I'm a minority. Minority, there has to be a definition. What we are looking at here is a definition drawn up by people who are alien to our way of life. I have said it before. I said it last night and I'll repeat it. The word Jew is what is called a corrupted version of Judah. In Israel, Judah is only but one tribe. But the name Judah took over everybody else. Either by commission or omission.
Do you believe
I need to answer your questions. You come to your question. We can stay here till tomorrow morning. We're not going anywhere. Jews took over. It doesn't mean that the other tribes are not there, like Benjamin and all the rest of them. They are still there. But the Jews took over. Nobody has been able to disprove. People of John, Efi, Bibion, and Igbo people are from one family. Nobody has disproved it. They are one people. All this minority report was brought by the British. The British gave us a minority. Do you know the reason why? They wrote the minority report saying that the Calabars, the people in Akwa Ibom, if they go, what is going to happen to them? And when I was studying in England, many years ago, something occurred to me. Why did you not have a minority commission in the north? Where you have the TV people, the Nupe people, the Wari people, the Biron people, why no minority commission?
Why Minority Commission here? It is the classic divide and rule. They found oil. The only way to have access to your oil is to divide you. Very simple. If I want to come to your family and take something from you, I'll get you fighting with your brothers. You're fighting, I'll be cutting away what you have. So that was why they set up Minority Commission. There is a difference in emphasis because you see, African people sometimes they're a bit stupid, and I'll tell you why I think so we are very, very daft. A change or slight variation in language does not mean you're a different people. It doesn't mean that at all. In Israel, they have Yiddish. They have Hebrew. When Christ was on earth, he was not speaking Hebrew, he was speaking Aramaic. Does that mean he is not an Israeli? Does that mean that those that speak Yiddish are not Jewish people? Does it mean if you speak Hebrew, you don't belong? So why is it that when you speak Hebrew, you speak Ejo, you speak Efik, you're different? But in Israel, you have
Good evening, wonderful people. Grace be upon wherever you are on the face of this very planet Earth. We welcome you to Radio Biafra transmission. It is very late. We know that. We are coming nearly 2 hours later than advertised. It is due to circumstances absolutely beyond our control. Regardless, we have to come here to make this very important announcement this very evening. But in keeping with our protocol and how things are done on Radio Biafra, we must say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. We salute your courage, your resilience, your never say die attitude, because that is what is going to deliver Biafra for us. We are determined, we are resolute, we are unshakable regardless of the difficulties you encounter. We continue to march on because everything that we meet along the path towards the restoration of this God's own kingdom upon the face of the earth, we do anticipate. Many will come, many will go, but the few will endure, and they are the ones that will get Biafra for us. This very evening, as we come to you very late, we must apologize and bring you up to speed and up to date as to why our programming has been intermittent and what we are doing to rectify the problem. My name is Nnamdi Kanu, the host and director of Radio Biafra, and by the very special gift of Chukwu Abiyam, and not mine, the servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. It is my honor and the unique privilege to serve these great people, the children of the Most High God, Chukwu Abiyam, that have done for their sins just a few days ago, and since then things have been happening. Our resolve, our determination should never ever be questioned. We are going to do things that will amaze people. We are unshakable. Things may happen, we may be delayed for 1 or 2 or 3 weeks because the people that we entrusted with very sensitive information regarding what we are doing, they can no longer be trusted. Therefore, we are going to shake up our entire system, our intelligence, all together from top to bottom. There will be a very massive shake-up, so that what has happened in the past will no longer be encountered in the future. I am grateful to the Almighty God that things are happening this side of phase 2. I shudder sometimes to imagine what would have become of us if we had commenced phase 2 proper with the type of people we thought were with us before. Things are beginning to happen, things are beginning to unravel, and we meet them head on. We meet them head on. This is Radio Biafra. This is the truncated version of our program. This is more of an announcement and not our full program. Therefore, you must bear with us because we are doing very serious systems upgrade. The $300 million that Jonathan paid to the hackers, they are putting it to very good use. There are concerted efforts from professional criminals and hackers all over the world to stop Radio Biafra from broadcasting
and we are intent on meeting them head on. This evening we've had to circumvent, we've had to bypass. This very evening we've had to avoid our normal channels of communication to our people all over the world. We have had to devise the means and the way and the system that will make sure that all the activities will not interrupt, will not stop this very broadcast, this very evening. Therefore, you may not be able to receive us as regularly as possible. Wherever you are, once again, we welcome you. This is your platform. This is Radio Biafra. This is a very special announcement going out to you today from our studios here in London, in the United Kingdom, where we are announcing to the entirety of humanity about the efforts we are making to restore our country in truth and honesty. There have been some very serious security lapses and breach which we must address very seriously before we proceed any further. When we were doing this thing, when we started, we told you that we would not lie to you, we will not deceive you. We will not do anything that will jeopardize this very effort. But now, right now, as I speak to you, as I address you, things are not as they should be. And we are looking into it very, very seriously, that we may return on track as quickly as possible.
EFCC court orders the Zoo Bar Association to investigate Kwakwanso's lawyer. We call them a zoo is full of baboons and monkeys. Why is it so? Because it's only a dog you can give a name and the dog will answer it. When somebody comes into your compound and says, from today, your name is Clementine, and you answer Clementine, and you come back home and you say, oh, I bought this small dog, the name is Shibio, and the dog is answering, then you're no different from an animal. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you answer any name given to you by a foreigner, somebody who is alien to your culture, you are a dog. You are lower than an animal. It's only a dog you can give a name, and that dog will bear that name. How old is Nigeria? Is that not the truth? Does Nigeria have a history? They said Nigeria is made up of, or the Zoological Republic is made up of black people. Is that not correct? Is that not correct? I thought they said it is made up of blacks. But how can you start the history or the story of the zoo called Nigeria without mentioning Frederick Lugar, the white man? I don't understand it. You said the country is for black people. Oh, I'm a Nigerian, I'm from Black Africa. But if I ask you now to please tell me the history of this, your Nigeria, you start with the coming of the white man. Is that when your ancestors started to live life in that very place? The answer is no. What was their history before the white man came? That is who you are. I hope you understand. You follow what I'm teaching. Having defined propaganda, I respectfully wish to disagree with you, because I would have thought that propaganda is more or less sensationalism based correctly, as you quite put forward, on something that is partly true. Let me ask people who are here. Some of them are Nigerians. I find it difficult saying it, but let me just try. If I describe Nigeria as a zoo, how many of you would disagree? I can't see any hands going up. How many of you will disagree with me when I say that Nigeria is a zoo full of wild animals? The only place in the world where you elect somebody, or suppose allegedly elect a president, and he is ruling like a dictator and nobody says anything. That is a zoo to me. Where a policeman will come and open fire on people who are unarmed. That sounds like a zoo to me. Where they will set up roadblock because policeman wants to go and take pepper soup. There is no money, they'll start roadblock, park well, clear well, inside light, outside light, engine light, oil. That to me is a zoo. Where you struggle outside and you ship container to go back,
and somebody will take it and tell you that they have not seen your papers. That is a zoo. Where somebody will come out to contest for high office without qualification and still scale through. Without qualification, the law says you must have certificate. There is no certificate and you still scale through. That is a zoo. You have coal, you cannot generate electricity. You have crude oil, you import petrol. Where you have lawmakers who don't make laws, but vote furniture allowance for themselves, travel allowance, newspaper allowance, running into billions upon billions of naira. That to me is a zoo. It is not propaganda, because we don't lie. This is Radio Biafra. They are going to kill us. They will be striking any moment from now. Awusa is going to decimate us. That time you'll be running around saying, oh, it is too late because of your inbred stupidity and crippling ignorance. Today you remember you have a traditional ruler to come out at the Kulob to be campaigning. Oh, we no go agree, oh, we no go agree because of prisoners. Ubuaka early in the morning, around maybe 4:30. Wait until 7 o'clock. People are useless. You think you have sense? Where is the sense? Is anybody stopping the demolition of your shops in Lagos? The answer is no. You think you're smart? No, you don't know anything. You don't understand how world politics work. Igbo people are so ignorant, they don't know history. Let me tell them one thing this evening. History will always repeat itself. If you have that in mind, you will know that they will kill you again. I will suffer about you again. Maybe that time you start begging. Not Nyamri, as they call you Nyamri. You'll be begging for blood to drink. This is Radio Biafra. Aregbesola pays workers December salary. December. January, February, March, April, May, June. December salary. So that means before they get January salary of 2014, it will be December of January of 2015, it will be almost January of 2016. Man's wickedness against man. Only in Africa is this happening. I want people to do a research all over the world. The only place on this planet where you owe public servants or officers is only in Africa. Do you know why? Because a black man is wicked. And that is why the black race is suffering, because of our wickedness. They are sending people to go and look for Radio Biafra to destroy it. The idiot they're sending will not ask, but what wrong have they done? Did they do anything wrong? What they're saying, is it a lie? Oh no, oh, can you destroy it? Because they're speaking the truth. We love lies here. Please destroy it because we want people that tell lies. Even some media houses join them because nobody listens to them anymore. Some radio stations are joining them. Because you know, people don't listen to us anymore because of this people. This is their Biafra thing. That's what they say. Even the Christian Association of Abia. No more title. No more title anymore. We need our title and miracle. Because we've exposed them for who they are. Exposure for who they are. Let us continue. December salary being paid in June, only in this zoological republic. What wrong have we done? If they ask you now, what is the crime of Radio Biafra Nnamdi Kanu? Can you hear Germany? What did he do? He's being seditious. I will ask you again, what wrong did he do? All the time he keeps telling the truth. Because I speak the truth. That is all. Africa. Baboons and monkeys. Somebody fighting for something contained in a treaty signed by the zoo. Is that a crime? Do you know that Buhari doesn't even know that what IPOB is doing is part of Nigerian law? Do you know that you have it enshrined in Nigerian law to fight for your self-determination? Are you aware of it? It's in the school. So you don't know. Somebody is coming to, you know, that's if Arjuna said he read law, and I keep wondering, anyway, it's a Agulejiga Law School. Maybe there's a law school at Agulejiga bus stop. Do you know it is part of the zoo law, part of the Zoological Republic's law, that you can agitate for your own freedom? Are you aware of it? No, you don't know. But we are telling you. They are trying Benjamin Nwonka. He has not committed any crime. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want to say. If you don't like it, take them to court. That is the meaning of freedom of speech. You cannot be coming to kill me and I'm just there watching you Alamajiri and saying, praise the Lord as you're coming to kill me. You are dreaming. We'll kill you first. As simple as that. Treason trial. The judge has now recused himself, which is the proper legal term. You recuse yourself, which means there is a very extenuating circumstance why you can no longer continue. Ask them, they are very, why won't I be arrogant, for goodness sake? We are learned people. But we have a gas school. That you are from our school, backyard school, secondary school, called university. But when came on a Potagosiani, we know. If you last for 3 questions, then you know indeed you're learned. If you claim you are, you come around. We're not being arrogant. We are telling you what we can do. Not arrogance. 5 minutes and you'll be demolished in whatever discipline you care to engage us in. What wrong have we done? If they ask you now, what is the crime of Radio Biafra Nnamdi Kanu? Can you hear Germany? What did he do? He's being seditious. I will ask you again, what wrong did he do? All the time he keeps telling the truth.
Today, we have somebody on the phone. This is Radio Biafra. You have the honor of being our post caller. You must give us your name and where you are, because this is Radio Biafra. Hello? Yes, your name and where you are, please. My name is Michael. Michael who? London. Michael who? What is your surname? Michael KK. From London. Please go ahead. This is Radio Biafra. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm just listening to your news or your broadcast. It's very interesting. I just want to find out what exactly are you talking about? What is your surname? Okay. Have you heard of Biafra before? Yes. How many years ago did you hear about Biafra? So many years ago, up to 10 years ago. What does Biafra mean to you? When you hear the word Biafra, what does it mean to you? When you hear Biafra, what does it mean to you? The word Biafra, what does it mean to you? That's why I called it to find out from you, because you're the one saying it, so I'll be able to get a better picture of what you're talking about. Anyway, sir, what I'm trying to, I just want to check 1 or 2 things. I think the best way, where are you? Are you in London? I know you're in London because that's why I called you. If you want us to listen to you properly, you go to Nigeria and start doing this. You understand what I mean? You are the people causing trouble for Nigeria. What are you talking about? Biafra. Do you understand? I don't understand what you're talking about. Go to Nigeria and start doing these things so we'll be able to hear you properly. Stop deceiving people. It's not going to deceive people. Are you hearing me? I'm listening to you when you finish. If you have any question to ask me, you ask me that, I'll ask you a question. Yeah, the question I'm asking you is, if you witness Biafra war, I don't think you'll be saying this. What our people go through. So please don't push people to go and fight war. Don't let people to go and start doing things they're not supposed to do. If you know you want to fight about Biafra, go back to Nigeria and start doing it there. Stop doing it in London. Stop coming here and hide and start doing it in London. Okay. Start doing it there so they'll listen to you properly. Thank you. Have you finished? So I can ask you some questions. Have you finished? Yeah, finished. When did you start following Radio Biafra? Not very long. No wonder. Because if you had followed Radio Biafra, you will know that I went to Nigeria and I broadcasted from the zoo, from the heart of darkness, Lagos, where we are on 88.2 FM broadcasting live in Lagos. I have been to Biafra land to broadcast. I have broadcasted everywhere I have been to, and we are going back home. In case you don't quite follow, we have purchased our transmitter and we are going home to broadcast from home. I have been there. Let me finish. I need to finish what I'm saying. Okay. I didn't interrupt you. You will not interrupt me. We have broadcasted from home. I have preached Biafra on the streets of Lagos. I have preached Biafra at the airport in Lagos. The reason why we are here is because in that useless contraption there is no light. In that useless contraption called the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, they do not have ordinary broadband strong enough to carry our signal. That is why we are here. We are not here out of choice. The same way that you are in London. You are in London because there is no running water in your village. You are in London because there is no light. You are in London because there is no work where you come from. That's why you are here. And do you know those that fought for London? Do you know that Hitler came to this country and destroyed it completely? Do you know that Churchill did not surrender? Do you know they did not give up despite the damage to the people? Something comparable to what we saw in the war. And do you also know, my dear brother, that the name you answer is Okeke? Do you know the meaning of your name? What is the meaning of your name? That's not the issue. No, what is the meaning of your if you can't answer it, means sorry, baby, what is the meaning of your name?
Well, you can't, that's not the issue. Well, I want to put two things to you, sir. Where
is your village? Which village do you come from? Where is your village? Where is your village? Where is your village?
Just let me, I'll tell you my village. I want to say two things. The thing is, I want to put three is, one, is at the end of the day, that what you are doing, that you are strongly believe on it.
I'm listening to you, my dear brother. Go ahead.
If at the end of the day, that what you are doing, that you are strongly believe, that you are strongly believe on it, that at the end of the day, you will not do like Owazurike, maybe they'll give you some political appointment, you will just be quiet. I will support you.
Now you are talking. That's what you should have said. Now you are talking properly. Now you are beginning to speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, too. My second one again is, Gaza is not our problem. Our problem is our leader. Every Nigerian is corrupt. Every Nigerian want to loot. Nobody wants to help in Nigeria. So that is the problem we are facing now. Not taking this, not sharing the country. Nigerians need to change. We need to change our way. We need to behave like the Western world. You are, thank God you are here. You see what people are doing here. They will go and ask for money and take their own country. But every Nigerian want to loot and come and put the money here. So if you can talk about that, let us change our way, our thinking. Oh, it will be okay, sir. Thank you very much.
No, don't go away. Maybe you're on contract, so you can call any line for long. Stay where you are. I will answer your questions before you go away. Do you see this Biafra that we are pursuing? Biafra cannot come unless we are honest people, so accept what you're saying. I said in Germany, and I repeated the same thing yesterday. Before we came, there were no people like us. After we are gone, there will be none like us. Nobody is more committed. Nobody is more into Biafra. Nobody has sacrificed more, I put it that way, in this very cause than those surrounding Radio Biafra. I make it very clear to you that what we do is not that we may become known or popular or get money nonsense. We are doing this because God himself, Chukwu Abiyama, has determined that we should come to do it. We cannot be anybody comparing us to any other person. It's up to me. Those people are not fit to be called Biafrans. I will no longer mention them by name in 2014, but they are not worthy to be called Biafrans. By their fruits you shall know them. I have not failed my people before. I don't intend to show them in the future, and any day I contemplate, God, Chukwu is my witness, any day I dream, I contemplate selling my people out. If God does not destroy me and my family, I will know it is not God. He is no longer God. If God does not destroy me any single day I dream, I did not say I will do. I said if I dream, if I think about it, if God doesn't destroy me and my household, I will know He is not God.
Anyway, what will happen is that I will not today, because at the end of the day, or later they will not call you and give you one position in Nigeria, you just keep quiet. There is no issue to tell us. But if you are strong enough to do this, not to push us at the end, you will just go away. If you are strong enough, we are behind you. But make sure what we are saying, what we are doing, or what we are trying to do, that you are a man of faith, man that will carry on. Not be talking, because what you find out now, we are not waiting. What you find out is that most Nigerians, if you want to make money, just spring up from nowhere. From the north, you say you are Boko Haram. From the east, you say you are Biafra. From this side, you say you are this. And the government will call you, and compensate you, keep quiet. We know that. So we don't even know what you are doing, what is your own plan. But we'll tell you that your plan should be, and you want to bring this into Roma. What I'm trying to say is that sharing the content, it will not save us. It will save us.
No, my dear brother, do you know why you're greedy? Do you know why we are greedy? Do you know why? You sound like an educated man. You know you live in England, is that correct? Yes. Would you like to see the Taliban moving from Kandahar in Afghanistan close to where you are?
No.
Then, do you know that the northern part of the zoo we call Nigeria, that their behavior, their religion, their conduct, their Sharia is the same thing as the Taliban in Afghanistan? Do you know that? Then why do you want us to be in the same country with them? If you don't want them to be in Surrey, why would you want them to be in the same country with us? Do you see my problem, my dear brother? There is one thing that defines who forms a country with you. It is called value system. The same way you think is the same way I think when it comes to economic problems, to social problems, and to politics. You cannot have people in the same country. One is Sharia, they cut off your hand. The other side, you're claiming you're secular. It has never worked anywhere in the world. There has to be one overarching legal system, one overarching political system, one value system that governs the life of the people within that country. I am an educated man, I went to school. That's what I was taught in school. For goodness sake, no country on this earth can accommodate three divergent value systems. It has never worked anywhere on the planet. Never. Nowhere on this earth has it worked. If you don't want Taliban close to you, close to your house, taking your little child, raping her at the age of 6, then why should I live with them in my country? I don't want them, and I cannot have them. We are pursuing Biafra. I like the doubts that people have against us. We are going to prove them wrong. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
No peace in Nigeria. It's not the threat, but it's a promise that must be fulfilled.
Honor and integrity in pursuit of Biafra. We are moving ahead. All the coordinators must run their various Facebook pages. Do you know how many people we reach every week using Facebook to propagate Biafra? Do you know how many people we reach every week using Twitter to spread the message of Biafra? Do you know how many people visit Radio Biafra website? Our people must learn. They need to understand. Yoruba contributes nothing to the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, but they are reaping nearly 43% of the resources. Why? Because they have mastery of the media. Our people conditioned to do buying and selling cannot be disciplined enough to understand the importance of media. Some come and say, oh, you're on Facebook, and I feel sorry for them because they don't understand. They lack the ability to comprehend that Biafra needs to be sold to the world. That this very Biafra we are pursuing, that we need more friends than enemies, that people must buy into it. How do you spread your message? How? We had no media. That was why the name Biafra was obliterated from history books. Because nobody spoke for you. Is it because you don't pay for Facebook? Is it because you don't pay for Twitter? Is it because you don't pay to access Radio Biafra? Is that why? This is 2014. We are not going to carry dead weights. We need people who are serious, who are devoted, who are determined. Every coordinator, every PRO must run their various Facebook pages. Our Twitter campaign must be far more deadly than it has been. Anybody not working will be removed. Anybody not doing what they are supposed to do will be removed on the spot.
My goodness me, we are going to pray. Everybody here, you are going to stand up wherever you are around the world. If you're listening, if you can stand up, I want you to stand up. If you can cover your head, if you are a lady or a woman where you are listening from, endeavor to do so, because we are preaching the gospel of redemption, the gospel of hope. We want to call down the mercy and the kindness of Chukwokika Biama from heaven. Therefore, we commence our prayer. As somebody once said, somebody wrote to me this very evening, and I promised him that your prayer is what we are going to pray on this very platform, that mankind may be able to hear us. And I will, of course, interject from time to time with what we also have in mind ourselves. But for us, those of us who are here gathered, those of us listening all over the world, we must pray to Chukwokika Biama. This is not my prayer. This is the prayer of a very passionate Biafran that wrote and I said I must pray it to the hearing of the entirety of humanity. We are going to go to the book of Lamentations because we must lament. My goodness me, we will have to do so. The book of Lamentations, chapter 5, beginning to read from verse 1 to 22 with our own Biafran interpretation of it. This is a very massive prayer, please. It's very, very important that we concentrate and understand the meaning of it. In the name of Chukwokika Biama. Onye nwem na Chineke pụrụ ime ihe niile. Onye kere eluigwe n'ụwa. Anyị ga-ewere asụsụ ndị mmụọ ozi wee fee gị ofufe n'ụbọchị nke taa. N'ihi na onwe ihe eji atụnyere gị Chineke. Nothing can be compared to thee. Remember, Chukwokika Biama, what has happened to your children. What has happened to us from old and still happening to us. The anguish and the pain, the torture and the agony, the death, the cutting off of your children into slavery in the Caribbean and in the Americas. Remember the pillaging of our land. Remember the gnashing of our teeth. We come all over the world to present all this pain, all this petition before your throne of grace, because we have nobody else apart from thee, Chukwokika Biama Binigwe. We have been disgraced. What has happened to your children? We are asking. If you look at us today, we are scattered all over the world. We are an object of disgrace. Our properties, which we have fought so hard to acquire and to keep, are now in the hands of strangers in Ugwawosa and beyond. Foreigners have taken over everything that you gave to us. Our fathers have been killed by the enemy, and now our mothers are widows. We must pay for the water that we drink. We must buy the firewood we need for fuel. We are driven very hard like donkeys all over the world, where we are sojourning and working very hard. We are tired. We are not allowed to rest to get food enough to stay alive. We went begging to the zoo called Nigeria and foreign countries. Our ancestors have sinned, no doubt, but now they are gone and we are suffering for their sins. We are ruled by those who are no better than slaves, and no one can save us from their dominance, their power, and also their murderous tendencies. Murderers are now roaming through the countryside of your blessed land of Biafra. We risk our lives when we look for food. Hunger has made us born with fever until our skin is as hot as an oven. Our wives have been raped on Zion itself. In every Biafran village, our daughters have been forced to submit. Our leaders have been taken and hanged. Our elders are shown no respect. Our young men are forced to grind corn like slaves. Boys go staggering under heavy loads of wood. The old people no longer sit at the city gate, and the young people no longer make music. Happiness has gone out of our lives. Grief has taken the place of our dances. Nothing is left of all we were proud of. We sinned, and now we are doomed. We are sick at our very hearts and can hardly see through our tears, because Mount Zion lies lonely and deserted, and the wild jackals prowl through its ruins. But you, only you, O Chukwokika Biama, you are king forever and will rule to the end of time. Why have you abandoned us? Why have you forsaken your children? Will you ever remember us again? These are the questions we are asking. These are the questions that we crave answers for. Or have you rejected your own inheritance? Is there no limit to your anger? Will you be angry with us forever? Will you allow our Fulani to prevail over your creation? Will you allow those who are uncircumcised, those who don't know your words, those who are not called by your name, to prevail over your creation? Because your words are yea and amen, and anytime you speak it must come to fulfillment and to fruition. Therefore we plead and we ask you to have mercy upon the lives of your children, because we have no other person apart from thee. Bring us back to you, O King of glory, we pray. We ask you to forever abide with us. Please restore our ancient glory, our inheritance. We pray in your holy name that is above every other name. Chukwu okike abịama pụrụ ihe.
to speak to me about Biafra, and I'm worried. I stopped somewhere last month, and I'm going to throw a little light on another one. And I pray that the authority concerned should listen to me. And it's a statement. Dialogue now, so that you should not be knocking the door for dialogue and there's no dialogue. That's what God told me. I keep saying it. I said there is a spirit in this young man. It is bigger than what physical eye can see. I'm not an Igbo man, I'm a Yoruba man, but I'm speaking as a prophet. I said what I see in this young man is bigger than him. You see, the man, the small boy that they call him, what is inside him is bigger. It's not just an ideology, it's bigger. I said, I see an animal. Which animal did I told you last time? Huh? I said what? A what? A what? A small puppy. And I see a small puppy going forward. All of a sudden, I saw so many strange wild animals, lion, deer, great animals around the puppy. Then I saw the puppy look back and saw that the animals around him are so many. Suddenly the puppy, what I saw last month is different from what I'm seeing now. The puppy is developing some futures of wild animals. This prophetic word is not to the negative. It's very important. Take the Biafra agitation serious. Dialogue now. Because I see a time, doors are knocked, calls are made. People who are heady are saying we have come down, but these people are not willing to dialogue again. Please, redeeming the time, for the days are evil. Dialogue now. Dialogue now. I repeat it again. I'm not an evil man, but I'm telling you what I'm shown in the spirit. What? I'm seeing great people, important people in this nation coming together and saying, now, okay, we want to sit on the table, let us talk. But the people you want to talk with are saying, it's too late. Please, dialogue now. The days ahead are evil. Dialogue now. This is not a cry of a baby. It's a cry of an adult. I repeat it again. Dialogue now. The Bible said, blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of God. Please, every authority, there come a time when a revolution is about to take place. The power of God, bombs and bullets cannot hold an ideology. Please, dialogue now. This is not the time of, I have bullet, I have gun, I have bomb. This has nothing to do with bullet and bomb. If you know what I'm seeing in the realm of the spirit, everyone in federal authority should take the Biafra agitation serious. If you are once a founding father of this nation, sit down around the table and listen to your children. Dialogue now. You don't tell where they suffer. You don't tell where they cry. You don't tell where they kill us. And nobody will tell us the truth. Now only Radio Biafra London, now they tell us the truth. Now only Radio Biafra London, now they tell us what we're supposed to know. Now only Radio Biafra, now they open our eyes. Now only Radio Biafra London, now we go follow. We no go follow any other radio station at all. We no go listen to all this internet radio station, all this online radio station, all this Facebook radio station. They fight for their own interest. They fight for the interest of their pocket. Now only in they cannot they tell us the truth. Now only in they cannot be the leader where we know. Any information where you know you have for Radio Biafra, make you know send a lie. Any information where you know come from Biafra television, make you know send a lie. Now only Radio Biafra London be our radio. Any other one na counterfeit.
Welcome back. This is still Radio Biafra live presentation, doing it the Radio Biafra way, allowing the voice of the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man that they cannot destroy. We tell you when we come back on a very resolute and very determined fashion this time around, the zoo called Nigeria will no longer find its feet. We are in the second phase of this struggle, and we want to remind all IPOB members, wherever they are, especially those in Europe, that on 8th of December 2017 we shall be opening our worldwide headquarters. We want to let you know, we want to reiterate with air of finality. It doesn't matter whom that person is or whom that group of people is. There is nothing like embassy for IPOB. We don't have embassy in Victoria, Spain. We don't have embassy anywhere in this world. We have our one and only administrative headquarters in Germany, and it shall be opening on the 8th of December 2017. Anybody telling you that they are IPOB officials or directorate or whatever in Spain are all deceiving you. You are on your own. Do not allow yourself to be used. Very important that we made this abundantly clear. This is Radio Biafra presentation. Number to call is +447405964146. Can you hear me? Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yeah. This is Obai Biafra. I'm calling from Ozobo, the Ozobo coordinator.
Right, thank you very much.
Yeah. Let you look at them, bless us. We are marching on. I can see the good work of God.
There's no going back. There is no going back, I tell you.
Yeah. Mazi Uche Mefo, I want to speak my dialect. There was a complaint I want to let you know. I have called Mazi Onibe, the African left.
If my brother, if what you are telling me is about IPOB family, you cannot come on air to announce what you should otherwise follow the due process.
Not like that. What I'm saying is based on our finance. Our head of finance called those that paid their monthly dish yesterday, but our FM radio station here is not clear. We are not hearing it. Those people that hear it through satellite, it's not clear. So I want you to replay the yesterday broadcast. Maybe
we will do
times
it
so that our people will update. Yeah.
Definitely, we shall replay it. Immediately after this broadcast, we will replay it, and then after it, we will replay this particular one. Very important.
All right.
But it might be very, maybe it might be anytime from 11 p.m. So you have to be listening.
Because some people they have been bringing many information from various places to distract our IPOB in Ozobo. I have complained that to our African left. All right. Thank
Yes,
you.
there are a gang of charlatans who are going to markets, different places, saying that they are IPOB members. They are collecting money from people. We are asking every IPOB family member, in fact, all friends of Biafra, all those concerned, no way, there is no way. Yes, you can, if you are credited, it's okay. You just listen to what I'm saying. Our people, there is a way IPOB generate fund. We don't go to markets to be begging for money. We take care of our own. No, these people are criminals, as simple as that. They are trying to use IPOB to commit crimes. We don't go to markets to ask for money. If you give any group of people or anybody money, you are on your own. We have a way of driving for funds. If we want specific individuals and groups, we will write to them and we shall send a very confirmed letter and other accompanying messages to that person. Very important. We don't go to market to ask for money. And anybody, we don't ask for money on Facebook. Very important. If you are a victim, it's up to you. They will tell you that IPOB family members are in hospital, that they want to bury they are dead, they want to. We have internal mechanism through which we do our things. Very important.
Because some of them, they have forget that we are under oath. They have forget that we are under oath. If they step someone down, that person will try to distract our. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All over the world. Yeah.
You say.
This is also the connector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And keep it on. Thank you. All hail Biafra. Can you hear me? Next call on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Good evening from here. Go ahead. They are not talking. Right, go ahead. Go ahead, please. I can hear you. Go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead. Thank you very much.
I'm so happy. I'm so grateful since I'm just IPOB members. I just hear the things people have done. I'm so grateful for things people have done for us. And two, since I'm getting the week of November, the week of November, something happened in Aba. I know that I'm not living in Aba. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. It appears you are listening to your voice on radio. Go ahead, please. We are listening to you here. No, they are gone. Next caller on the phone can hear me because I don't know. Some of us don't yet understand how we operate here. Next caller can hear me.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is Wadika Collins, just from a native of the local government residing in Brocha State as the local government.
Thank you very much, Wadike. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I thank you. People are working hard with the information you are feeding out here, which I'm okay. As far as I hear my leader's voice, the old ones, I'm also recognize that my leader is still alive. Nothing happened to my leader, Manager before. I have the information you are giving to us about our white headquarters will be open on Friday and Saturday at Germany. I'm also appreciate it, Mazu Jemefo. There's something I want to say. I've said it before. You people are working hard over there. But in our place here in Biafra land, it be like the IPOB and the Biafra has gone down because of things that have targeted terrorists. We are no longer moving ahead. We are not longer bringing our flag. But our radio is on. Those that interested in radio always on their own. Like my own, I've always on it in my life, in the street. Wherever I am, I'm putting it on, and people are listening to it. So people is not aware that the radio stay on. So that's what I'm saying.
My brother, if you are telling me, is it what you think, or You don't need to be, just simply wait for instruction on what we need to do next. We are focusing on referendum. We are not focusing on protests on streets. We are not focusing on any other thing. Just focus on referendum. IPOB is firmly in charge of your fund.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir. I'm
you-
following up, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm following up with fear because I'm a full IPOB member with the oath, sir. But some people that do not understand where we are mocking us, but I know where we are now. So what I'm saying,
Those people don't exist. They don't exist.
Yes.
You don't even need to look at them.
Yes. That step I said that we have to make it in step. So when we go
How
down there,
are they mocking you? I mean, how are they mocking you?
We are not. We talk again. Here is our leader. We are not like we are in our.
Don't worry.
Latin that.
We don't work by sight.
When they give me order or my director give me order, I will see where my camp. So if I'm talking about our that step I said that we put on the step place. So when we put all some of these steps in my villages, like I'm from Orimo State, the radio is not running there. Precisely, where municipality, that place is not working, and so it's not working. So I don't know what I will do. When I go to my village, I will be tired. I don't know where we are. But if I have some steps, when I put it to my village people, know my elders, my fathers,
Wadike, can you listen to me? The question is, I cannot burn CD here and send to Biafra land. People on the ground have to do it. If you are available to do it, then we will send you the clips that you want, and you go ahead and do it. And then other people who are ready to do it, because we can't burn CD here and start sending it home. That will be very bulky.
No problem, sir. I urge of my IPOB members, those are not what the deputy leader has said. The people who knows what to do it, let them start doing it. Who can buy it, I can buy any quantity I want. What the whole step, like this step we are putting this night about our leader now, because some people do not know his voice. When we put it, some people will be alive with us, sir.
You are making a point, but you don't need to worry yourself about certain things. Sometimes what we say here discourages a lot of people. If anybody is tired of Biafra Restoration Project, let that person chicken out. Simple as that. Let that person go and sit down somewhere.
So I'm thanking you, my deputy leader. Those my Biafran people who don't know where we are, you people should think. I look at how these people are killing our people. Mayor Sanyam was detained and give order to release. They did not release it. Ibori detained from London and escaped, come back. Alamesia detained and came back here with Blazy and other times. Alamesia has died. Many of us have died. We cannot hear about that considered again. We have no more body at Eastern Zone here in South.
All these people you are calling zoo political slaves. What are you telling me?
They have finished us. All of them that have died.
They have not finished anybody.
Have died. Under prison,
most of the people you are calling here are slaves to Northern House of Fulanis. They don't mean anything to us. These are the people that have killed us. But you are lamenting that they have killed everyone.
No, some of them are suffering on their hands, dying for nothing.
Yes, because they are serving their masters.
Thank you, sir.
Sometimes what they get is what happened to them is what suits them.
Remember, sir.
We are here concerned, and you too. And keep it on, and let nobody discourage you, please. This is the Biafra Live presentation. We are moving forward. Next caller on the phone can hear me. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. They are not talking. We are going to move to another line. Please move away from the radio. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'll move. Good evening, sir. This is Nkoda Friday from my Bonset in New Zealand, and I'm calling from English.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
So I want to commend you for what you are doing for us. I thank you very much. Our leader, whatever the zoo government keeping, they are man enough. You people are making us proud. Each time I hear the voice of the Biafran radio, even when I'm hungry, I will be okay. So I thank you very much for what you people are doing for us. despite them naming whatever they are doing, they cannot do anything. Even those are our people, those are serving the Zoo government, just as our leader said, they'll serve and come back in shame. And just as you also say that whether governor or senate or representative, any Biafra man working against our leader, the person, both the entire generation, can never see peace in their life. I'm afraid.
Definitely.
Are you hearing me?
Yes. Our people.
So,
Yeah, go on.
Anybody working against leader or working against Biafra restoration, the entire generation, they can never see peace. So I want to thank you for what you people are doing for us, keeping on whatever the process, like for one of our brothers say. Some people used to ask where is our leader, but all those kind of people, they are cowards. No need to listen for them. Each time people just bring that time, you should just and go your own. So some people like to find what you say. So we are no get time of them. All we need now to just to see the date of reform. So there's nothing they can do to stop Biafra, which is they know. That's why they are sabotaging building. Some people are just doing finance to know whether if our leader will speak. All of them are struggling. They are always fail because they remain a fool. Those are our governor, those senate, and I want to talk about so-called devil Mahi. Man, each time I come on air, I only remind him that the 2,000 bags of rice he gives to Muhammad Buhari, I hope that he keep it well because time will come if he will provide the 2,000 bags. Because the dictator himself who banned his own rice to make sure say brother Alamajiri produce his own rice. The German that gives him 2,000 bags of rice. I know that he has taken of the 2,000 bags and keep for Biafra, which is the people the thing belong because the power belongs to the people. And there's nothing the Nigerian government can do to stop Biafra. Or just as I said, or everything will go down for the Nigerian. Maybe because they see we are talking, they think that they can stop Biafra. They never burn the person, which is the Buhari don't struggle and be in the grave. Bring the second person. The second person also be in the grave. They can never stop the session of Biafra. So, and also what I try to say, like what is going on in the for me, I can say the Zoo government have joined hands. Maybe because they know that Hausa cannot travel in that sea. It's only Biafra and traveling there. For me, I reason maybe that the Zoo government have collaborated. That's why they are killing our people. Because if not, the Zoo government have said something. But I assure them that whatever they do, no woman before this life will stop Biafra. They will all make mistakes. So command you for what people are doing for us. Thank you, Michiko, come and be with you. They all appear the worldwide in your Haitian name. I pray. The Zoo can say they cannot do anything. They created by human beings. That's why we created by Chukwu Biama. That's why they can never do anything. And there's nothing anybody can do. Thank you, Mazi, for what you're doing for us. That's what I have to say. Go to your family in your Haitian name. I pray.
Thank you very much. One thing is clear here. We are entering into another phase of the struggle. The era of our people marching every day on streets may not be the order of the day. When there is need for us to march, we will march, but we are focusing on our referendum as we speak, and therefore nobody should begin to express some concern about it. One thing is clear here. The journey for restoration of Biafra is ongoing. And anybody who doesn't have the heart at the moment, at this stage, is sticking out. Because we have enormous responsibility on our shoulder. Not like our leader, we always say. Before us, there were no people like us. Now that we are on the scene, there are no people like us, and when we are gone, there shall not be people like us. You are all living witnesses of what is going on. Some people say that they are the leaders of IPOB. Let them come out, we don't see them. Can you hear me? Next call on the phone.
Hello, Martin. Good evening.
Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yes, Martin.
Yes, can you hear me?
I realized today that struggle, as we have been saying, has gone really fast. That they are on the point.
Please, can you raise your voice?
Go
ahead.
Okay. People have started confirming it that they saw it.
I don't understand the category of callers calling this evening. I am beginning to sense that some unscrupulous elements are being sent to call this radio. They are frustrated, but we are going to handle them very soon.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Good evening.
Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
For my message is Victor from Crossriver State. Crossriver State in Biafra land, F6 to be precise. I thank you for the good work you have been doing for the people of Biafra. It has been long, over 2 years now I've been trying this number, but yeah, just thank God that I managed to, I have that opportunity for you to pick my call because you want to pick up at the time. I'll also use this opportunity to send my greeting to our great leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is. Pray that Mexico Bisabiama keep on protecting him. And also all the IPOB, both in the diaspora and in Biafra land, who are working tirelessly restoration of Biafra. I don't have much to say, but I will urge my fellow IPOB to be resolute because we are winning the war. Even the zoo, they are scampering for safety on their own. They don't have what to, they don't have anything to offer. And one day they will know that Nnamdi Kanu did not just come by himself. He was sent by Chico Bisabiama himself. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you. Thank you. This is Radio Biafra Live Petition. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Next caller on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Unbelievable. The preparation is too much and we are not going to continue with that. Next caller, can you hear me? Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Martin, my name is Obadiruma Ogechuku. I'm calling from Edima, Anambra State. Anambra State is the Biafra land.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I thank you for what you are doing for Biafra. I pray the school carry and bless you.
Bless you too. Go ahead.
I want to speak about the court that will be held tomorrow by the Zoo Court. This country, I don't know how I will put it. This country cannot be straightforward for us. They are just adjourning the case because they know that they don't have any case to present. There is nothing they can do. They are making the mockery of themselves to the whole world. Nigeria judiciary is a thing of the last. When I ask them what is the offense for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do that no other person has done? They haven't nothing to present. Every time we'll be traveling to Abuja for one case and the other. Yes, they cannot present a very single evidence to make the young man. But one thing I know, no matter how long you hide the truth shall surely come out. at the end of everything, victory shall be yours. And Biafra will be restored. So where the government of the zoo fall, because they are going to fall, and Biafra will rise from where they are fall. That's my from school card, and I bless you. And bless the family of RGOD all over the whole world.
Thank you very much.
And bless all our principal officers who are working tirelessly, who are working hard in order to see that Biafra is restored.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Bless it. Bless you. Thank you very much. And keep it on. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? We must be making our contributions very snappy this time around because we are inching closer to ending this program. Can you hear me? Next call on the phone. Good evening from here.
Good evening,
welcome to the program.
Yeah, good job. For there is something that I want to tell you that happened today in Port Harcourt. I'm easily in Port Harcourt. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Right, thank you very much.
Yeah. There is a school at in Port Harcourt here. That school is a government school. So I went there today to drop load, and a woman was like crying. So I asked the woman, "What is why are you crying?" The woman told me that why she was crying, that the government people tell them that if any of their son there, maybe if they write to WAEC or result, if they didn't score like 120, that they will not accept them in that school. But if Yoruba or Hausa people have only 30 marks, they will accept them in that school. And our people here, if
let me,
also
my
have
brother, how can anybody tell somebody like that?
This is what happened.
How can, are you saying that this is what is happening, or are you saying that this is what they told?
This is life. I'm telling you what happened to them. This is what that school is a government school. That school been at Berry Camp, Urumokoro, Berry Camp. That school is close to Urumokoro. So they said that before our people here, before they start school here, they will get score 120. But if Yoruba or Hausa want to start school there, they will get their own score with it. 30 or 20, and our people here in that mark also they will walk bench. They will walk bench about 10 bench. With that bench we contain like 3 or 4 children that will sit. 10 bench before you will start school there. I was like mad today. I was like, is it the one Nigeria they are talking about?
Baba, this is what we've been saying for quite some time now, so I'm not surprised as to what you are saying now. This has been a practice that has been in existence, it's entrenched, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we are also saying that we want to extricate ourselves from that abominable entity called Nigeria.
This is to tell people that are crying for one Nigeria, to tell them that this country is already be shared. They have already used the eye and see the handbook of the world. They have seen it. How come? Even in our own land here, we don't even have common freedom. Can't you see? Well,
that is the problem that we are facing, and that is why, like you said, we must have to extricate ourselves. The zoo called Nigeria is not for us. Even in our land, they have invaded everywhere, and we are running helter skelter. Nobody has any response to them.
This is strange. I shed tears today when that one was crying. I shed tears, and I was the one that carried the other woman, and I thought that is maybe they give the woman a contract.
My brother, this is just the beginning, because these people are prepared, and it is only going to buttress what we've been saying here. What else can we do? We can only tell them that we told them. Simple as that. But on our own, we must continue to struggle until our freedom is achieved. So, I mean,
Okay, sir.
yeah, go on.
Yes, please, I want to beg you, at least, this director broadcast that you repeat, I want you to be repeating this for at least time to time, because things that I hear this night, the thing touch me. It's like, if others will be hearing like this, like me now, I am a person too, because I'm a hardcore too, I'm a Biafra. So I'm a hardcore. I follow this radio Biafra time to time, and I listen the teaching of our director. But this that one that Yoruba man Kunle and who said that if you be trying to be repeating that book, so people will be hear it like that one that pastor said. I hear it also. So you will try to be repeating our director's own. So people will
Right.
from there. Those
No
who want
problem.
to be liberated will be liberating.
No problem at all.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All
God
right,
bless you. And keep it on. Next caller on the phone, can you hear me? Caller on the phone, good evening from here. Welcome to the program. They are not listening, and we shall proceed to another line. Can you hear me? Somebody is clocking this line and not sure why that should be so. Can you hear me? Next caller on the phone.
Hello?
Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Good evening. Which is Medford. I'm speaking from Port Harcourt.
Yes.
Hello?
What is your name?
My name is Pastor Messiah Eleberi.
Thank you
I'm
very
speaking
much.
from Port Harcourt.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Before I go on with my speech, I first of all thank you for your wonderful work. I thank you. I praise all of you. Monday, hello, and Mapa and Uche Nepo. Before I go on with my speech, I will first of all release one song this night for you. Inekele nyere anyị ebere kama ụsa gacha yo kụwa niile dọkacha. Inekele nyere anyị ebere kama ụsa gacha kụwa niile dọkacha. Inekele nyere anyị ebere kama ụsa gacha yo kụwa niile mebicha. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. My dear brother.
Thank you very much for that beautiful one. Beautiful rendition from
I
you.
want to all Biafra people, all the people that are from Eastern region, because the sabotage is too much. The people, they are in people. They have children, they have brothers, they have relations. Who are breaking, they have brother, they have relations. All the Biafra people who know that these people are their brothers, you go and talk to them. Because if they feel that Biafra is not coming, Biafra is already at hand. Whether they like it or not. The Bible says in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 2, that the hour they are telling you what is the right hour to change. So I'm telling all of them to change it from today. Go on. Let them go and read Daniel chapter 6. They will know about Daniel. 120 governors gather for Daniel. Yeah. 120 governors died for Daniel. But they all failed. When they threw Daniel to the lion is not eat Daniel. But when they throw the 120 with their families, lion finished all of them. The same thing are waiting for those that are sabotaging Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafra. Let them change now. When we go to Genesis 49 verse 19, you will hear about the cars. They rob you, they do all they like, but at the end, it's defeat. I believe Nnamdi Kanu has already defeated. So I'm begging all Biafra people that they should talk to these people because Biafra is at hand. All they are doing, I've seen it. I go through paper all the time.
Right, can you hear me? It appears you're listening to your voice on radio. There are delays. Go ahead.
Right.
If you want to listen to the broadcast later, we have to replay it. You will listen to your voice. Go ahead. Talk to us via the phone and don't wait to hear your voice anymore.
That Nigeria has expired. Nigeria is made up of 3 countries. This thing I'm talking this night, George Thompson of UK said about it. The problem of Nigeria is not restructuring. The problem of Nigeria is that they should allow Biafra to exist because Biafra has been existing before the colonial master came. So anybody thinking that we are going back, that is lie. We have already won. So all they are doing, I thank you. May God be with all of you in Jesus' name. God, I want to talk.
I hear too. Thank you very much.
Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Go ahead, please.
All right. My name is Philip. I am the coordinator of Garrison Unit 2. Calling from Ibocha.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
All right. What I want to tell the Nigerian government to understand that we are not playing. So what I want them to understand that we are not playing with them. That we are serious about what we are doing. Anything that they like, then do. But what we need is Biafra. That's what I just want to let them to know this night. Anything that they want from us, we are going to do it. Thank you, Biafra.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. Keep it on. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? Like I said, we are inching closer to ending this program. We have gone past 3 hours and almost 4 hours on this program. Next call on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. Just move away from the radio. Move away from radio, please.
Okay. Good evening, Uchemefo.
Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yes, my name is Christian. I am calling from Onitsha. Mazimefo, I thank God for having given us a person of your time. And for this, may God bless, protect, guide, and direct you on how to discharge your duties for Biafran nation. Now let us pray for the new nation Biafra. Almighty and the most merciful God, we beseech thee to bless our new nation Biafra. Preserve all who travel by land, sea, or air. Grant grace to our rulers so that they may rule in the way of peace and with fear of God. Through our Yeshua we pray. May God help our people to understand that Biafra restoration is a rare gift of God that has come to this contemporary, and also to understand the reason why Biafra restoration should be an indispensable project. May God help us to have a mutual spirit that can accelerate the urge to be emancipated from Jew country and its innumerable stereotypes, because there are many there. Mass Mefo, to be frank, so many people are eager to know whether IPOB is still in progress. Then I told them that the type of IPOB we have now is not the type they knew before. Because IPOB of this time does not believe in talking, but in action. Zoo country, Nigeria, others as a terrorist set of people. But they refuse to know that we are the original owners of the land. So if they are not feeling comfortable with us, the only option they have is to leave us, go to their different places. There is no option again, because we are the owner of the land. If you feel that the landlord is not doing you well, only what you have to do is to leave the landlord. You cannot push him out of his house. So what I have to tell Nigeria now is that we are as constant as Northern Star. We are stronger than ever. And we are not able to go back. Hence, it is better for us to suffer now and enjoy forever than to enjoy now and suffer forever and ever. Because being in Nigeria is a big suffering. IPOB, be reasonable enough, be responsible enough, be irreversible enough, be formidable enough. Please remember that we are not to be separated because we are under oath. Therefore, be a Biafran, live a Biafran-like life, and let Biafra spirit be seen in you always. Therefore, what I'm saying now is that I like what we are doing here, and I know that you people are representing us well. And for that, I still pray to God to give you more sense to lead us to the promised land. Thank you, my brother. Continue in the way you are doing because I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. This is Radio Biafra Live presentation. We are, of course, moving very close to ending this program. Next caller on the phone, can you hear me? Caller on the phone, go ahead, please.
Hello?
Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yes, good evening, my deputy honorable. And I'm calling from Anambra State.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yes, my dear deputy honorable.
Well, that line is off, and incidentally this way will be winding down, but that is not without taking this call. Can you hear me? Next call on the phone.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from
Good
here.
evening.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Yes, I can hear you. This is Prince calling from Rukboko.
You have the radio on. Move away from the radio, please.
May God bless you, Uchemefo, for the work you are doing for Biafra.
Bless you too.
No, the radio is off. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, I've been trying this number for a very long time. I am Pastor Prince. Then in Iguota is the river is in Biafra land. May God of heaven and earth that kept you and our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. What I'm trying to say, I still tell people around me, like most of these Yoruba people that say Biafra is gone, but I made them to understand, like our brother still say, it's not that Biafra is more stronger. Well, since the people of Umaya kept quiet at our Royal Highnesses in Elsa, where army kept him, our king, we are waiting for command to tell us it is time for men and women to get up, even children, and chase away all these terrorist governors we have in the east, because they are strangers. They are not part of us as Biafra. At the end of the day, they will leave this Biafra land and run away. So we are waiting for equal command. Our king cannot be in Elsa, the king of Afaribeko. It's an abomination. Whenever people ask us to go, we need to go and chase these terrorist governors who have taken over, who have collaborated with the Hausa people to change.
Sometimes I wonder. I don't know how many commands our people are waiting. If you know what you want to do, go ahead and do it. And don't come and tell us that you are waiting for command, you are waiting for this, you are waiting for that. We have told you that we are following a very direct and simple instruction here, and we must remain focused. At the appropriate time, all the perpetrators in Biafra land will pay a very heavy price for it. They have desecrated our traditional institution. They desecrated the dynasty of our Eze, Israel Okukanu, our father, and our traditional ruler. And those whose hands are implicated must indeed go in for it at the appropriate time. They are dancing the dance of the spirit. On the issue of command and all that, I don't know how many times we will advise our people on the direction we are going. Can you hear me? Let's call on the phone. Right, this is where we'll be ending this program. We thank the Most High God for having made it possible for us to have deliberated our broadbands together. Indeed, it's time to go. We continue to ask Him to continue to renew us, to continue to revive us. And more importantly, may He give us every enablement to restore Biafra. From me, from here, this is Essential Ultimate 4. At this particular point, it has sign off. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless.
You don't tell what we suffer. You don't tell what we cry. You don't tell what they kill us. And nobody will tell us the truth. Now only Radio Biafra London, now they tell us the truth. Now only Radio Biafra London, now they tell us what we're supposed to know. Now only Radio Biafra, now they open our eyes. Now only Radio Biafra London, now we go follow. We no go follow any other radio station at all. We no go listen to all this internet radio station, all this online radio station, all this Facebook radio station. They fight for their own interest. They fight for the interest of their pocket. Now only in Nnamdi Kanu they tell us the truth. Now only in Nnamdi Kanu be the leader where we know. Any information where you know you have from Radio Biafra, make you know send a lie. Any information where you know come from Biafra television, make you know send a lie. Now only Radio Biafra London be our radio. Any other one na counterfeit. Machineke.
Agwa ibomi nam kaunto. Afri sawi bibio. Menang. Me free sawi fik. Idaki ida support Biafra. Biafra de our last hope. Ikaba itogidebo. Ego no froko ani sojit. Eke do ina ommo. Who can take oil company? Ikaba mutora firu fona mutom. Ayi so igba kada mekeke. Even nitiat ntutomo joji nam. Ikaya jinu for girogo. Eja we can given afro besin carry ikiromo half go we no jinu for. Idaki ida o. Isi de aja manu right take aforu code. Idaki ida o. He support Biafra. Nigeria don't fall for gutter. Macham. He don't fall for grano. Macham. Nigeria don't fall for gutter. Macham. He don't fall for grano. Macham. Nigeria don't fall for gutter. Macham. He don't fall for grano.
I'm a freedom fighter for my nation, Biafra. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. I'm a freedom fighter for my nation, Biafra. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. Every day my people suffer. See my people, then they hungry. Hausa people, then they take God is mine. See my people, they know they smile. I must fight for my freedom. I must fight for my kingdom. Biafra is my nation. I must fight till I see the end. Oh yes, I'm a freedom fighter. For my nation, Biafra. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. Oh yes, so I'm a freedom fighter. For my nation, Biafra. Oh yes, I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. Come to my place, my community. No education, university. Nigeria government bad, oh, hot, oh. They don't want my people to chop, oh. They say now one country, now lie. But when you talk true, now die. They say now my brother be my problem, but be I know say now lie. Freedom fighter for my nation, Biafra. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. Oh, yes, I'm a freedom fighter for my nation, Biafra. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. Oh, Ijona language for Biafra. Igalana language for Biafra. Idomana language for Biafra. Ibona language for Biafra. Akwa Ibom language for Biafra. No to divide and rule system. They've been killing us because we are Christians. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter for my nation, Biafra. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. Oh, I'm a freedom fighter for my nation, Biafra. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm not a militant. Oh, freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter.
me to worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. Umu Chineke, all of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who has gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you, Chukwukika Biama, if we came amarani mendo muginine the IPOB. N'ebe niile dị iche iche ruo ebe niile ụwa sọtụrụ ka ịdị mma gị na ebere gị biko gbaso ha ụbọchị niile nke ndụ ha. Ọkwa asụsụ eluigwe. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating. The saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them. And we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. Chukwu Biama Benigwe, we ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours. Your own spoken word. The word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and truthful people. You know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer now and always, because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwu Biama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them bar none. They have brought their lies to bear upon all their dealings. Their tongue is very spiteful. against those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting we have prayed.